this is usually the part where the host says hello and introduces topics.
Yo, fucking host, say something.
Yo, Toaf.
We're off to a really good start.
Alright, can someone else just be host?
Hi. I wanted everyone to talk before me.
Okay, amazing.
Oh boy.
Just everyone talk right before.
Well, I'm not sure we heard from. It was I don't know if SinDark or Toffee.
Crittr didn't.
Oh,
Crittr
Crittr didn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't say anything. I just made noises.
Okay. Well, we have spent a full minute of this podcast already. Is this your first topic, Toaf? Is that you want everyone to say something before you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I planned this.
Amazing.
Also, I just want to say, we don't even have Toffee here. Your dementia's kicking in, old man.
Oh, he's not in here?
No, he hasn't. I mentioned this.
I haven't even looked at who was in here. I just assumed that everyone was responsible and on time. But see, that was my first mistake.
Are you sure?
I mean, we're all here. We're only missing one person.
And like Crittr said, let me snitch out Crittr. Nothing of value was lost.
Snitches get stitches.
I've never had a stitch. Except for the
You
plushie.
will now.
I do not want any elaboration on that.
Yeah, I don't want any either.
Like fucking Lilo and Stitch? Oh my god, you are stupid.
What?
What? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Are you talking about Crittr?
He's saying he has a Stitch, from Lilo and Stitch plushie.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Stream name says story mode instead of podcast. God damn it, Bregan. Another
Let
one.
me go in there and I'll change it for you. Let's see.
This is so good.
I don't usually change that. So okay, here we are.
So what are we talking about today?
First of all, who do you guys think is gonna win for third place this Sunday?
Well, I can't have opinion on it, so the other two people are gonna have to have opinion on this.
Yes, and you shut the fuck up.
Win for third place? What the
Yeah, because the
what does that
third
mean?
place match is tomorrow. The third place match.
Oh.
After 50 hours of rescheduling, we finally figured it out.
Ooh.
50 only?
Who is it again? It's
It's me, Cabin versus Mexi Fat Nerd.
Well, you and Cabin take it. Cabin's pretty good.
Damn, really? Cabin? I thought
Yeah.
Sin was better, not a lie.
Nah.
Cabin is
has
good,
some-
but he's very aggressive. I brought this up before.
Yes, and in a I feel like his aggressiveness will pay off.
I mean, yeah, they're fighting one aggressive and then a supportive of Samitsi, but Samitsi recently has been switching more aggressive since Fat Nerd isn't really getting much time to practice.
I would say I haven't really seen any Fat Nerd or Lone Cabin since the tournament, but I've played with Sin. Sin has shown some improvement, but Sin was also one of the players that I was most impressed with throughout round 2. So their ceiling hasn't gone up quite as much, but I have seen significant improvement out of Zemixi. So it makes it a lot closer than I would have originally called. Because if you'd asked me day of round 2, I would have said Sin and Lone Cabin would have won pretty handily. But current form, it's hard to say, what Fat Nerd will look like when they show up if they haven't been playing. But Zemixi's shown a lot of improvement. So more of a toss-up now.
I don't think that Fat Nerd and Samitsi are gonna have such a great time. Sorry, I don't think they're gonna have such a hard time with them as you guys would think. Because Samitsi has been showing off, like you said, a lot of improvement. And I could, never beat them now. If we faced them off in the tournament, I think Crittr would have clutched. But I don't know if we would have won. if we actually had to face off Simitsi right now.
Well, I've been playing against Zemixi along with Esper and Murder Mastodon.
And also, don't
I
forget
don't-
Elusive.
Of course, it's more like a 1v1 in that case if you have two veterans. That's basically the two veterans fighting off. But
They just have like, who are you? It's like a meat bag. No, I was gonna say we haven't heard much from Crittr, but he just talked.
Yeah, and then you
So,
cut him off.
Crittr, continue then.
what do you want me to continue saying?
I don't
We
know.
didn't hear your prediction on the match.
Well, you were talking about how you've been playing with Zemixi a lot and Esper and Murder, and you seem to be working your way to a point about it, and then Toaf started talking.
Well, Zemixi is good.
Damn, bro. Damn.
Whoa, dude,
Greatest
whoa.
point.
Face take right there.
That is our first flame of the podcast. There it is.
I think out of the four players, I've not played Fat Nerd that much, and I don't like. I think everybody is pretty good, but I have not played against him that much. I think he's not. I think everybody else has like a hand above him. That's why I think they might lose because he didn't maybe play as much. I don't know. That's what I think.
Toaf.
I think he went to go do something. I was about to say.
I think, yeah. Alright, guys.
He just got up and went to do a thing.
Great.
Yeah, great host. You know what?
Alright, I'm gonna take over. What do you guys think about the new stuff that happened with the teams and the guilds and the team names?
Yeah,
and everything like that?
I was called.
God damn it. Now he's back.
What?
They've decided to talk about guilds because you weren't
I mean,
here.
that's fair.
I think
Awesome.
OD is a very stupid team name.
Well,
Hot
then
take,
leave.
I
I honestly like OD. I'm not gonna lie.
Overdose.
I left OD.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Are you for real?
Or at least I left their group chat because their icon isn't funny enough and their name is too funny.
Oh,
And it's the
okay.
combination of the two that makes me. It's like ew. You know what I mean?
What he did is he googled ugly people and then just pasted 5 images and said like these are good candidates for the picture of the
No,
group.
that's not.
I
That's
was
literally not at all what I did. Those were just images from my PC, and one of them was me.
Same thing.
You literally called me ugly.
Happens if you put yourself between like these fucking like weird ass pictures.
Personally, I think the guilds are a pretty fun idea. As long as it all stays friendly and fun, which I think it will. I think it sounds like a really good idea, and we want to try and support it in server too. So instead of having to make like separate group chats and things like that, maybe we could make roles and chats that are only visible to people with the roles for those guilds. So if you guys want to try and integrate that, I think we'd be absolutely open to trying to help integrate it all in server.
Cool. Give the Octodazzle team like the dazzle purple color as a role, please. Oh, cool.
He said in VC, I want the purple roll.
Yeah, I missed my purple roll from the round 2.
Yeah, bro.
I also
That's
need
good
that.
as music.
I noticed it's like a lot of times for me on mobile, I could not read people's names with the purple
Oh,
roll.
I was gonna say it wasn't pretty dark purple. I can agree.
Yeah, maybe lighten it a little bit. So,
Yeah, there's only so many colors.
Well, we
there's only a few.
reserved purple for us already. So.
Oh, I meant like the Discord role colors. There's only
Oh,
there's only
true.
that so many on there.
Excuse me.
No.
Are you okay? Oh no, cause on mobile there's no heads color picker. On computer you can do that, where you have like the entire arsenal. Speaking of
What teams do we have? We have Octodazzle. We have
Stardust. It's Stardust. We have 30 AA, and then we have LFG. Those are the 4 teams so
But
far.
Wait, what is the point of guilds? Because you can only have 2 people in an entire team.
Well, then just
Well, no. Okay, I came up with the rule set for it, but I still haven't shown it to. I haven't DM'd it to them because I have an idea on how I want to do like guild battles.
You mean crew battles? But hell
Pretty
yeah.
much. They're pretty much like crew battles, yeah, like in any like fighting game.
That's all the colors there are, right there.
I
And
can't-
some of them aren't very. It's in the group chat that we had for
Oh, okay.
this.
It
And
says
a lot of-
custom there.
Yeah, there's custom. What do you mean?
Oh wait, there is a custom button.
Oh my god!
my
There's a custom
gosh.
button.
Yikes!
Old man, please.
Discord only has 20 colors.
Okay, well I'll have to try that. I was gonna say there's like 4 shades of white that are like indistinguishable.
Alright, so can we get a slightly more orange tinted orange for our gaming time roll?
What?
Why are you?
There's no
Right.
The critter. It's the filthy critters, Ron. Why are you trying to change
No,
the
it's
gaming time now?
time.
I don't know why you're trying to do that all of a sudden.
New players Tourney winners roll. It has to
Yeah.
be slightly more orange than before.
Oh,
I'll work on
bring
it
it.
later.
Bregan, I assume you weren't the one who added the icon to the roll, right? That was out. There's no way that was you.
Yeah, I was just messing around with it. I added it.
You did it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like it's hard to like paste the image.
No, I don't think it's hard. I think it's hard for Bregan.
It wasn't actually very
Okay.
hard. There's just like a button there whenever
I
you're
was about to
editing
say,
the
I'm
roll.
pretty sure there's literally a button that you could just.
I was like, oh look, that's kind of interesting. What if I put a random one of her emojis on there?
Oh god, my control.
Fantastic.
Well, I did want to mention, since we were talking about the colored names, let me give you guys a story. Back when like the server was first publicly released, and I boosted the server because I didn't want to get banned by L.
That was really why you boosted the server so you wouldn't get banned.
Oh,
Look, man, I
wow.
have to be careful. The immunity.
Oh, okay.
What happened there was, right, I went to tech support because I saw a ping. I was like, who the fuck is pinging me? And then someone saying we don't read chat.
Yeah, come on, Ska Boss.
Alright, assholes. Assholes.
Yeah, I need to be better about reading chat. I almost swear I need like a third monitor so I can just have Twitch chat up.
What do you mean, Zinxis? I read it.
Wait,
Yeah.
2 monitors isn't enough for you?
I only.
Yes,
I only
Bregan
I
needs
just
to do more. Well, I have one that's like, shows everything, and then I have all the other stuff on the side, and usually I'm messing with stuff either on Discord or, meme folders or stuff like that during the podcast or during the stream. I gotta remember to just keep Twitch chat open more often.
You know there's a Twitch chat that you can like put in your browser?
I figured there was like an extension or something, but I haven't.
No, so you can also
Looked
put it
into
on
it yet.
OBS. There's an option to have it on
Yeah,
your
that's what I was-
stream overlay.
Yeah, so I could have it. It would like show up on the stream, but I don't know if people want to see the chat twice. I don't know. I never like it when I watch streamers and they have
Okay.
the chat like show
I
on
also-
their stream.
This is more
I
for
feel
the
like-
VODs
yeah, I was gonna
and for the
say-
YouTube videos.
It's way more It feels way more interactive when you're like actually able to see like the chat on screen. IMO.
Well, I mean, you can always put like
I am
show
all-
the video and also have the chat open. Like you that's already
No,
possible.
you can't.
But some people aren't typers, all right. Some people just
Bregan,
don't
you
want
can.
to.
The VODs have limited time. They will get deleted in a certain amount of time. That's why people save the VODs and put them in YouTube, because Twitch just deletes them after I think 1 or 2 months.
It's 2 weeks.
It deletes the chat off of there.
Yup.
Yeah, like the whole thing is gone. Like
the VOD and the chat synchronization,
Okay.
all that's gone.
Well, maybe I'll consider that for future
next-
podcasts. Or if you have a quick way I can do it now, I wouldn't mind putting it on there now. But
yeah, in
I-
the
I-
browser you can go to your Twitch profile. There's like a dashboard thing, and the dashboard has a live chat. You can just. put it in
I'm
the
there. I guess I could put it up, but is there a way to like Oh, there's a pop-out button. Oh, no, that's the activity feed. Let's see, does the chat...
No, you can just go to dashboard. And
Yeah, the chat has a pop-out here. Let's see. There we are. I can put that on there. It's a little scuffed, but it's okay.
Oh, that's how
There's
streamers
chat.
are doing it all the time.
Yeah, and that's how you can also read it.
There we go. I'll try
right.
and do that for podcasts at least and have it on there so I can see it. All right. So, is there anything else that you guys are going to talk about guilds?
I had something I was talking about, but
You got something?
about chat went on.
Host
As
us
I
up.
said, as I was saying,
Uh-huh.
in tech support, I was randomly pinged because they thought my purple name meant something special, and they were like pinging me specifically to help them. I was like, damn. And then they put colored names for everyone, so I was very sad. I'm no longer special. Yeah,
Are you
Somewhat
so
special. You got an icon now. You got an icon. That's. I don't think anyone else on the server has icons.
Crittr.
What?
Literally
You-
kill yourself.
What do you want? You just want your teammate just not to have it anymore? You're like, ah, he didn't earn it. He didn't grind enough for it.
Nah, bro, he didn't.
He didn't pick me
You want me
enough
to
time. He didn't pick me up enough times on sign.
Exactly. On sign? Specifically, why sign?
Because that was your game 5 versus SinDarkFatez, and he made like
No,
4 pickup
no.
runs on you.
Wait, no. Game
He
5.
really-
Game 5 was City.
I thought game 5 was sign.
Game 4. Game 4.
Oh, that was
City.
game 4. Yeah, they should have closed it out in 4.
I don't know.
Because they had like it was like 10 health
Yeah,
and
it-
8 health to 2 health on Crittr, who was shieldless, and he made like 2 pickups like that.
Yeah, he's way too good.
I just blame Dash. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Dash is too good.
They were like aggressing me, and then I just dashed past them instead of them just
Yeah.
camping the body.
I know I camped the body, but I was doing laser, so I literally only had a blaster, so it's like I can't really do much besides like attempt.
Okay, speaking of something like that, sorry, someone Nui just put a message. Speaking of that, I just want to say we had like 70 handicaps.
What?
Like,
Oh, now he's gonna make himself feel good. Now he's gonna just boost his ego. He's like,
Circle
oh guys,
jerk.
Look, man,
look,
it's my
Yeah.
guys, my
I
wrist
won
was
the bet.
broken.
I won the bet.
He's the
I
host.
won the bet. I won the bet. I can do this.
I think I'm gonna close my ears. I'm
also
gonna take
kinda
off my headphones.
I really want to rub it off. I really want to rub it
I could personally
on
care
fucking your
less.
face specifically. You gave us so much challenge. You should not have lost that. Really, like Crittr just carried me on his back. Fucking Atlas out here. I was playing with no sound. I was playing a monster roller. Fucking McDonald's on the side.
He got the care package from the Freak.
That is still my favorite fucking moment. Hearing my mom like open the door with fucking McDonald's. I turned to her. Oh, focus back on the game. She
Also,
puts the
your tire
McDonald's on my mouse pad.
Crash, you know?
Yeah, my
I
fucking
heard the
computer
background.
crashed. We were so close to getting disqualified.
I was scared that I would. Yeah, I was scared about that.
So we were about to get fucked by my computer.
I also
Oh.
was gaming on a or I still am gaming on a laptop.
I still am
We're
too.
both laptop gamers.
You guys really should not have lost that. Not even playing on controller, playing on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, he was on mouse, dude.
Fucking mouse and keyboard.
It's weird that the game has a lock-on feature, so he doesn't actually have to like aim with the mouse. It's weird how the game works.
I
Controller
always
has
wondered
that
if
too.
somebody
Dude.
like practiced mouse and keyboard enough.
Yeah,
if they
honestly,
would be
that's what
really,
I'm
really good at
thinking of.
manual aiming. But
That's what I was about to say. I feel like that we may like 50 years from now, someone like that's probably gonna be what people have to play this game on is actually mouse and keyboard, and controller isn't like actually like used that often.
I want to play on an Atari.
Why?
Zanks
Just
is
wanna
already
use-
good enough at manual aiming. You don't need to go to mouse and keyboard.
Crittr's just sending a meme. Noah, you want to talk about what you wanted to talk about?
Yeah.
You, buddy.
We have a little bit of updates on modding progress.
Yeah, wrong podcast, but whatever.
Huh?
Like, Blazy
What
has
is
his own
this podcast for then?
Lazy's quote-unquote podcast is just him playing the game and not commentating on anything he changes.
Throwing shade.
It is what it is. No, so there's like a couple things. So the first thing is we've been looking into changing the the real-time VFX, so like particles and stuff, but that's like kind of long down the pipeline. The other thing is we might be really close to be able to add a new school to the game, a custom school, completely custom. And if that doesn't work, we can still add skills, complete new ones, or like basically being combinations of previous skills, but just balanced different.
Do you have a plan for the new school yet?
Not really. We have to get it to work first.
Aw.
But I mean, I don't know. Like Toaf and I have been discussing, there would be a cool idea to make like an audio or music or something like that school.
I talked to Adam Eisgreen whenever I went down to do the podcast with him. I got to like hang out with him for a while afterwards, and so one of the things that we talked about was just like stuff he would do if he were to make Phantom Dust as a sequel. And he said that he had a school, and so I apologize if I misrepresented a little bit. This was a conversation like 4 years ago over like some fried fish or something. But he was talking about if he were to do another school, the one he wanted to do, it would take some bits from Psycho, but he wanted it to be kind of like it had to do with like creating and destroying matter and gravity. So like being able to create terrain and things like that, and shields that would last. Like you could, create a fence in front of you, or using like psychokinesis and things like that, throwing the terrain around. Removing walls, stuff like that.
That's exactly. I actually made a subpage on my website called /wishlist, where I just document everything I kind of think of that I could add to the game, or like if ever something happens. All of that is legit on there. Placeable shields, placeable terrain, destructible terrain, shit like that.
Yep. That was the idea behind the school he wanted to make, and I thought that sounded pretty cool. I don't know if you'd be able to do that with the tools of modding you have there. That sounds pretty daunting, but
in a sequel, you could make the entire level 100% destructible theoretically with modern technology.
But
yeah, I don't know. They used to say like 100-man rooms with everybody running around on giant maps with guns was impossible, but now we've got PUBG and Apex, so I know they used to always say like, oh yeah, fully destructible terrain would just be a nightmare for people to play online, but who knows? Maybe now it could be possible.
Isn't that just Fortnite?
Yeah.
It's more difficult online. Single player, it's very easy to do, but doing fully destructible online, it's a much larger load on the servers.
Yeah, I mean Fortnite to an extent, but
especially with smaller maps.
You still, at least the last time I played it, I didn't play Fortnite that much. You can't destroy like existing terrain. You can only destroy the structures that players make, right?
No,
you can destroy buildings. You can destroy like pretty much anything.
Oh, that's right. You could. You could more or less.
That's how you got materials to build shit.
That's right. Sorry, I didn't play a whole lot of Fortnite, so excuse me on that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so cool. Yeah. So we had the idea with the school. The other thing is like balance changes, right? Because there's a couple skills that are kind of so bad that you would kind of not use them ever, like Succubus Tempt, for example, right? That is one thing. But mainly, it's pretty nice that we can legit make our own mix creations that kind of basically a Frankenstein version of previous used skills. But there's a lot of cool things possible. There's a lot of things not used in the game. Like for example, you can attach skills to your hand. You can legit make a reincarnation attached to your hand and run into the enemy with it. It does work.
You can make a...
That is swing a reincarnation like a sword, you mean?
Yeah.
No, not even a sword animation. It's attached to your hand. It flies, but it just chills in your hand. You just run into enemy while it's active in your hand.
A little tidbit for anyone who doesn't know this. reincarnation is apparently like human, and it looks really weird. We all thought it was just a bird.
Human-ish.
You
It's
got
like,
you got
it has
like a
face.
close-up animation of it, or
Yeah,
picture.
wait, let me get it.
I'll throw it up on here.
Yeah, it reminded me
Well, he's-
of Howl's Moving Castle.
What?
That's
It's an
a,
anime.
if-
Anime
yeah,
reference.
there's like a part. It's apparently this like Japanese mythical creature. I don't know what it's called, but I remember seeing it in Howl's Moving
So
Castle.
here's
It's like a human bird thing.
It's a reincarnation close up. It's not a bird. It's actually a human statue kind of thing.
All right, let me save that image, and I'll pop it up.
Like
on
the
screen.
angels from fucking Doctor Who.
It even has a nose. Look at that.
Yeah, and
You
the
would
judge
never
of
see that
Anubis,
in real
Judge of
time.
Anubis has like a dog head. It's the same thing. It just has
Well,
a
now I
dog
feel
head.
dumb calling
Really?
it like a bird all the time now. Now I feel
Same.
stupid.
I want to
It's
see
a
the
black
dog.
wing.
So
It's
this
a black
open
wing
right?
from Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, that doesn't want to open right. How do I? I just saved it, and it seems like it doesn't want to open with a certain program. Hold on. Paint, come on. You should be able to open everything, right? There we go. Paint to the rescue.
How little he knows.
Microsoft Paint.
Let's go.
Draw a smiley face on it.
But
That's
it's
interesting.
I have 4 videos with just like some stuff I've been testing. I don't know if you've seen them. You can show partially them if you want to. You can just click open in browser. These are all like just me messing around with stuff. So there's definitely a lot of things you can do that the game allows you to do. The top video is by the way the melee reincarnation.
Where'd it go? I hit open in browser, and it's not there.
Do we have to teach you?
Open link. Oh, what the heck? That's weird.
That's why I just download videos.
It
Oh,
opened. It just opened in a weird way. Okay.
Yeah, so this is reincarnation
that's not-
attached to hand.
It's just not.
I like the fire trail thingy that you have like while you walk around.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
it's a little bit over the top because I put like 20 of them in at once.
Oh.
Reincarnation's just carrying boxes around.
Yeah, this is me trying to combine the power or psychokinesis, whatever it's called, psychokinesis skill with reincarnation.
What you call it? Reincarnation Delivery Express?
Like I somehow made an infinite looping octolaser. That was also kind of funny.
It's real cool.
Yeah.
What's
And
that
then
last?
Huh?
Oh, wait. I think I know that one.
Yeah, and this is turning
Oh, it
reincarnation
is.
to an environmental.
With a quad laser animation, by the way.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
They're all real funky. Do you have any of the pictures of the new capsule types that we found out? Well, that you found out with Blazy. It's kind of here. Well, meanwhile, he looks for that.
Do you
I
want to
didn't
do
wanna-
any more of the previous tourney?
Nah, not really. It's a bit settled up. Done there. I did want to mention the thing that you were talking about earlier, that school. There are some possibilities to that. Like he just showed you with the Rian carrying a Batsu. Something like that.
I mean,
And you could-
psychokinesis is already a skill too, but as far as like removing actual walls and things like that, or creating your own terrain, I don't know how doable that would be. But I also haven't touched the modding. That sounds outside the scope of what they would be able to accomplish, but maybe once they get deeper in there,
possible.
they could do some of it.
The thing is, placing objects in theory is possible, but I don't think the game has a function. So somehow it would need custom coding, but the entire thing is binary, so like it's not really accessible. The only thing we're doing is actually just editing the source data just to change things. Adding stuff on top is really difficult to do.
Yeah, I don't. Again, far outside my scope, but I could see like maybe taking the skill call and changing it to like placing a box somewhere.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea.
If you're able to get it to spawn terrain, something like that, and you just place a box down, and then you could use it to, like, say on Palace you have one of the upper spawns, you could place a box down towards the end of your spawn that would, like, block somebody from shooting.
What I was thinking was, Blazy said that he can pause or freeze projectiles when they're shot, which includes, like, something like Fortress of Iron. So I was thinking, like, you could put a Fortress of Iron and it would just stay there. And then you would somehow have to add, like, the collision. Which, yeah, like, Nui said, he doesn't really know if it's possible, because he would have to, like, get custom coding for that.
Fortress of Iron protects from all sides, so you can just put a few of them down, sit inside of it, and then attack while basically invincible. So.
Yeah. So the thing is, all of this, like, crazy stuff is pretty hard to do, but, like, just filling in the gaps of skills that, like, we need, like, maybe another skill that goes through walls, or, like, fixing the skills that, like, have no use.
I know a popular one, like a shield that adds poison. I've heard that one a bunch of times.
That would definitely be possible.
That's very easy.
Like Ice Sword to give 2 damage poison instead, and as well as Glacial Wall give 2 damage poison, so at least you have a choice whether or not you can use skills, even if it's a bad one.
At least the times we've talked about poison in the past, like a poison nature sword is almost always considered probably too busted. But
Really?
Ice Sword is already close to busted, so...
Yeah.
I was thinking of, like, yeah, Ice Sword is definitely, it's frustrating to play against.
What I think what would be cool is thinking, what are the things everybody uses, and what can we do to add a counterplay or make it more balanced? Is there something that can be created to make Reincarnation not as good as it is? Can we do something that kinda makes Ice Sword like a counter to Ice Sword specifically? You know, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, as far as, like, major balance
possible.
changes, the ones that I've advocated for a long time has just been kind of a blanket nerf to Array Shields, a nerf to Reincarnation, and then possibly looking at a nerf to Shelters, and just rewarding a more proactive playstyle in general.
Yeah. Did you know Reincarnation only has 40 tracking out of 100?
And Dazzle has 100!
Dazzle and all the erasers have 100 tracking.
Speaking of Dazzle, we have the Dazzle Master.
What about Disremember? Because I noticed Disremember has
that?
worse tracking. And then a lot of those skills, like, it feels like they don't take the hard tracking until they've gone out a little bit.
I have to check, but Disremember is a DLC spell, so they're kind of differently set
They're
up.
kind of funky.
Yeah, they overlapping IDs with, like, animation IDs. That's why it's, like, kind of hard to find.
Not to end this topic, but we've got Toffee here. The Dazzle Master. You know, since we were mentioning Dazzle. Toffee?
What's up?
Is Toffee talking? Cause
Yeah, he just said something.
It says he's muted for me. Magician.
Huh.
Alright. Yeah. Now we see him. You're late. Late, man.
Yep, I am. I most
Very
definitely am.
late.
You are correct. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why, but I thought the podcast was starting at 3. I think I got the times for the third place match and the podcast mixed up. That's my mistake.
God damn it, Toffee. Acting like Bregan. Which is fitting, but... we
Well,
gained
I'm
nothing
here
of
now.
value.
So what are we talking about? What's going on?
Nobody say anything. Nobody say anything. Just let him be confused.
All right, cool. It's a great way to do a podcast. Don't say anything.
There, you just said it. You said it.
So what we were talking about is we were talking about the modding possibilities and just updates on modding with Nuion. You know, since Blazy. I love the man, but like Blazy, come on. You're not that old. I like Bregan here.
think Blazy's.
What are you, like,
I
86?
was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Blazy's like similar age, but I could
I'm
be
not
wrong.
sure. I thought Blazy was older, but I could be wrong. He was. He wasn't like in the community really at the beginning of the re-release. He showed up a couple years later. I don't know him as well as I know some of the other players. But yeah, no, I'm not sure
Just
now.
remembers accuracy, I believe.
He knows how to do all the stuff that I don't, so I guess I just have a mental picture of him being older than me because I'm an idiot. I don't know, but
Oh, he's in his 60s, right?
no,
Okay.
that other guy that I told you guys about, Silent 79, he was like in his 50s.
Jesus.
Oh,
Bregan, just to update you, just remember had an accuracy 30 out of 100.
Oh,
Okay.
10 less than Rian, but his base speed is very, very high. That's why it's still like low. It still hits often.
Oh, and sorry, Nui. I just like saying Nuion. He fucking made an accurate laser. Do you have a video of that?
No.
Aww.
I just took the octo laser and made it into a straight line that's instant. It's just snipes the entire map instantly. It's really funny.
Yeah.
That's rude.
wow. You still didn't make an Octodazzle though.
Yeah, we gotta get the Octodazzle, bro.
Surprisingly enough, it's not that easy.
Oh, wait, I've got one for this. Hold on.
I got a meme for this. Hold
I
on,
do.
boys.
I do, actually. I gotta find it, though. Hold on.
Out of his like 1 terabyte folder, he's got to find it in there.
¿Dónde está el Mimi? Oh my god, el Mimi.
Cue the Peter.
I thought you were
Griffin.
Dora the Explorer for a second.
That was the point.
That's why he did
Yes.
this.
Oh wait, you're literally San Diego.
Yeah.
Coño, man, ¿por qué necesita decir eso?
You're San Diego.
You know, for a podcast host, Bregan is awfully quiet.
I'm
Well,
not
no,
the
Toaf
host.
is the
Toaf
host.
is the
Toaf
host.
is
He
the
isn't the
host.
host.
That's
Yeah.
your friend. That's the host, not Bregan.
Toffee, remember I won the bet?
Jeez, I thought Bregan was preparing questions and stuff.
It was supposed to be Toaf, but he took the
Toaf.
4 hours to do nothing. He
No.
really just wanted to scrim. That's all he wanted to do.
There it is.
Jesus,
That,
it
that's
took you that
that's
long.
Octodazzle. It was all the way down at the bottom, apparently. I thought this, like, it would say something like Dazzle, and I tried to search Dazzle, but it had a much longer name.
When you get
Lucky
hit
I
with a
enjoyed
stun
the
grenade.
club.
Yeah,
Spamming Dazzle is
I
a
guess I never
viable strategy.
renamed it.
I'm just saying.
You
It's a
gotta
viable
move it.
strategy.
So the thing is, we could actually nerf Dazzle really easily by changing which animation it triggers on hit. To make it
Mhm.
not as long as stun.
Or just not stun at
What?
all, honestly.
It should have a little bit of stun. I think it's like I can't think of another move that low-key just stuns you for like 50 years. That isn't like actually like
Entangle.
reasonable.
Pin down.
Listen,
Well, pinned
listen.
out because that's a 6-cost move unlike Dazzle that fucking homes in on you always if you're a
has,
car
like,
wheeler.
barely stun compared.
Listen, Dazzle's 4 cost. Okay, that's pretty expensive.
Not really.
I mean, it's 4 more than 0.
Wow. So
Well, that
glad
is a
you-
good way to think about it.
I mean,
Mhm.
Dazzle's a strong skill, but it wouldn't be up on my immediate nerf list.
Really.
One turbulence and you're out.
Yeah, and I mean, as jumpers, you can jump it. It's one of the few ways for people to really, like, because there's not a lot of moves that counter cartwheelers that hard, and Dazzle is up there. And top cartwheelers like Xanxus really aren't that bothered by Dazzle either. Like, once you get good enough, you're able to play around it for the most part.
Yeah, no shit. Once you get good enough, you can do everything.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but it's also one of the hardest counters to cartwheelers, and he's not even bothered by it. So,
I
Yeah,
think it's
but
more
that
like a
meant no-
noob trap.
That means
I
bad.
remember when I was.
I
You
feel
were
like
even
it's-
struggling against it a little
I
bit.
feel like it
though.
has its solid niche and it does its job well. Like, it's strong, but I wouldn't say it's too strong.
Really? Ask L.
Hmm.
Tell that to L.
let's get L.
Well,
right?
that's why Bregan doesn't like dislike it because he's a jumper, so like he
Oh,
can
they're
personally care less about it.
I'm gonna tell L to join the podcast.
No, I think
I'm
they're
switching
playing.
to
I think they're
card
playing.
wheeler.
I mean, there's
What's that?
solid counters to it, using cover, using glacial wall. You know,
Yeah,
Turb.
Glacial Wall's good.
also
Yeah,
gets
Glacial
rid
is
of it
like
pretty
a
easily.
perfect counter since it can't be broken.
There are counters to it, and you know, it's strong. It fills a good niche, but I don't think it's too strong.
Listen, jumper mains have a harder time dodging abilities. They're more skilled than cartwheeler mains. Don't at me.
Don't at me.
I mean, you don't have to convince me. I'm a jumper, and I've always been on the anti-cartwheeler train.
Cartwheelers are cringe, man. Noah's based.
Well, see,
changed-
I used to main jumper before the Tourney, so
Yeah, same. That's how I was
Saying.
too. I started off with jumpers. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to cartwheeler."
yup, that's how it goes.
Man,
Cartwheelers just feel terrible to me.
I'm the only odd one out. It fucking went from I tried cartwheelers, I tried jumping, and then I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Went to JD immediately.
It's okay. You'll last round 1 of the tournament next month.
There was
We'll
a
see how
guy
the
that used to
rollers
play
do.
in tournaments who played JD, but it's pretty commonly
just the
accepted. It's just
reincarnation of
like
that
not
person.
as good as cartwheeling.
He also said that I also asked I think L that same question like that question where did anyone play rollers and tourneys, and they said no except for this like one guy, and he was
There was a
terrible.
guy. He went by Savage Sim, and he used to be the main partner for Ebony.
I
Alright.
thought it was Hope or something like that.
On
Or
good days, he was like a B tier player. Like he was okay.
Beat. On good
On
days.
good
He was
days.
G-ranked players.
He,
tiers.
Damn.
Range.
Without like dragging his whole character out here and everything, but he was a figure, and he did some weird things sometimes. We'll say that.
Okay.
But when he played seriously and played decent stuff, he was.
He said Rockshot is
solid.
garbage. He said Rockshot was garbage, and Bregan has never forgiven him. Since.
I mean, listen, did you guys see fucking Toaf roll under that Muramasa? Like, that
Yes.
was insane. That was just,
That
that
was
was
so
so
good.
beautiful.
You got a clip of that? Because
I don't think a cartwheeler could have done that. It was
Oh,
one of the
I-
matches on Palace. Did you clip it?
No, that one
was
I
on-
didn't.
Oh!
If somebody can
Fine.
find it, that would be pretty sick.
I
Are you
did
talking
see
about
it.
the one that Puffy
Don't give the
threw?
mod.
Oh,
Yep.
it definitely had to be Puffy. I was over like, who used Muramasa? I was like, oh wait, they played against Puffy Army in their first round.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think it was Puffy. Yeah, no,
What's wrong with Muramasa?
Toaf was being chased, and he fucking rolled the Muramasa. The Muramasa went above him and didn't hit him. It was insane.
But you guys know what actually the real reason I dodged that shit.
No. He dodged it on reaction from the sound.
Yep, definitely.
Without audio, sure.
All
Honestly.
audio. He heard the footsteps.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it was a lot better that it had like that little story behind it. I'm getting it right now.
You can explain the story if you want.
I already did in the interview.
Uh,
Yep.
Bro just pressed a button. That's great.
It was instinct.
Which I don't think anyone watched that interview because of how bad it was. No offense.
I watched it. I watched it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
well-
say the same thing about this right here.
Yeah, this
What?
podcast doesn't seem much better, Toaf.
Honestly, I like it more.
And this one's gonna be way longer than the other interview.
Yeah.
With
hold
all
on.
your mic
Fucking
quality, no wonder
Have we plugged
nobody
the guild
would watch
yet?
it.
No, we
Plug the guild.
talked about guilds. We haven't plugged it yet, even though all the members.
I didn't
are
know
here.
you were a plug.
Actually, wait. Oh wait, Crittr dissed OD. That's all I remember.
Crittr, what the fuck?
Yeah, I said I left it because, man, I'm not gonna put OD in front of my name. That's cringe. I gotta have
Yeah.
the
I'm not
explanation.
gonna
Base
put OD
gaming
in
time.
front of my name
Yeah,
either. I'm just gonna
putting
space
OD
that
in
out
front of your name, that's cringe. But names like
Yeah.
Gaming Time, totally.
Yeah,
Well,
apparently.
see, if you had named the org Gaming Time,
Oh
then
my
that would-
gosh.
it would be a different
Shut
story. I would have stayed in
Stupid.
it if it was
You're
called
trying
Gaming
so
Time.
hard to meme, but it's just so unfunny. It's insane.
That's because your name is Nuion.
Your name is Gaming Time.
Yes, it's
It's not even a name.
God, that's his whole
what you
gimmick,
should have
alright?
done is like you pick the weak one out of the herd. The weak one being the guy with the cringe name SinDarkFatez. Like that was the
What?
low hanging fruits here, man.
I had the cringe name.
Yes. Are you trying to tell me that SinDarkFatez isn't cringe?
I know.
Dude, that is-
cringe,
Is
but,
that the
like,
claim you're about to
Absolutely a
defend here on
12-year-old
stream?
I won't defend my name. Half the time I'm thinking I should probably just go to Sin. Like that's all I'm thinking
Oh, I
about.
could have just looked at my channel. I was
Shit.
fucking scrolling through Bregan's video. I forgot that I had a. I forgot I had a
Yeah, I was
channel.
like, you have your own
You have a
YouTube
VOD.
that you posted it, yeah.
See, I got some backup right here.
Fuck,
Come on,
what the
let me
hell?
look at the Tourney list. There may have been someone
Oh,
else
who
with
the
a worse
fuck is
name.
I know who that is, but who the fuck is that?
I don't believe I had the worst name, alright?
That's not cringe.
I don't know. It's pretty debatable
I still
between the
think
two of you,
Rage
but
God.
like, I was just
I'm
saying,
trying-
if he was gonna go for it, he should have at least gone for the low hanging fruit one instead of going after Nuion.
True.
No, I didn't say because his name was Nuion. I meant because he is Nuion and he hates me.
Ah.
Not because his name, like,
That's more
you know
reasonable.
what I mean, right?
I don't hate you. You're just a low quality troll. It's just hella annoying.
Yeah, that literally means you hate me.
Low quality. That is.
Low quality troll.
160p,
You're annoyed by me
160p troll, by the
mildly.
way.
Got it.
Also, I got a question for
Oh,
team, for the guild, OD. Why did L leave the fucking guild?
I don't know.
Is there any
You're-
reason?
They went to submit C.
Okay.
Homie,
Yeah.
think about the quality difference.
Oof.
Submit C.
I was just wondering if there's any backstory.
Oh yeah,
lasted
here it
one
is.
whole
Dude, this
day.
dodge was gross. Like, look at that!
Yeah, that's true. I'd be interested to see somebody test that out if rollers can
Hey!
go under like
True,
Miramasa
maybe.
and Psychoblade during there, where a cartwheeler would have gotten hit there. I'm interested.
Yeah. I know.
I'm-
I don't know
I-
if I get hit by Psycho Knife there, but yeah, it looks like they can dodge like the
My
swing.
guess though is that cartwheelers take off a little faster, and they would just avoid it by not having to go under it in the first place.
I don't know.
But you know, testing could be done.
Wow.
But it's
I
still
just
it's still
taking
way
my
more
own
cool to roll
time.
under the sword than just dodge the sword, you know?
Yo, guys, my stream mod is getting some screen time.
He's
Fifth.
gonna get his like 30 seconds of fame. All right, now it's over.
Yeah, guys.
Uh,
YouTube.com/Toaf.
What?
I don't remember what your channel link is.
you need like 1,000 subscribers to get your own URL.
Yeah.
Wait, do I? even
Unless
have
you're
that?
on Twitch, then you just get it anyways. Which YouTube?
Insane.
Insane
That's
plug by the Toaf. Insane.
What a podcast episode.
Okay, we should. Let me snitch out Bregan. He fucking said we're spiraling. Let's move. Let's move along. Alright, so yeah. Speaking of guilds, we should probably talk about that. Since we were mentioning guilds so much, we should talk about guilds.
I mean, sure. What do you want to talk about?
I mean, we did talk about guilds some. What more do
Not
you want to talk
not
about?
much though. Not very in depth.
I mean, yeah, we have this guild Octodazzle. It's full of the best players in the server. Don't at me. So if you would like to join,
That was the biggest cope I've ever fucking heard.
Honestly,
Don't worry. I will team up with Mastodon and the Tourney. We will be.
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Don't worry about it.
exactly.
Oh man, you're already fucking skipping topics. Okay, we'll go back to guilds. Let's go to the Nets tourney. Since you fucking mentioned it, I was gonna leave that as a little bit of a surprise for everyone. But whatever. When Bregan said rumors, I was gonna say, ooh, I heard from a fucking little Zelda PFP that he might be teaming up with Murder, but then you just said it out loud,
Should
alright?
we
Nah.
explain that tourney for anybody who hasn't seen the announcement?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Does anybody feel like they have a grasp on it, or would you rather I do it?
You do it. You do it.
Yeah,
do it.
you do it.
You're the
You do it. You do it, old man.
All right, so the next tournament, we're trying to integrate everything, and we wanted to do that new players tourney with just the new players, so you guys could all have fun there. But this one is going to start to integrate things with partner restrictions. It's going to be tag team only, so it's going to be a more competitive mode all the way throughout. We're looking at a 2-day event, 2 Saturdays again. First round will be Swiss rounds. Swiss, for those who are unfamiliar with the format, is a way that teams get to play, more than just 1 or 2 games a lot of times, because you do like single elim or double elim and you're out in a round or 2. This gives every team a chance to play 4 rounds of games, and the way it'll work is each round is going to pair you up against somebody with a similar score. So you get to play teams that are similarly ranked to you each round, and then it kind of power ranks the teams at the end of those rounds, and then we cut 8 of the teams, and we do a single elimination after that on the second Saturday. The partner restrictions will be that every team needs to have at least 1 new player on it. So that could be 2 new players together or 1 new player and a veteran, but you can't have a team of 2 veterans together. We're going to have a pretty big prize for this event, so we're really excited for it, and I think it should be a lot of fun, and I think it should be very competitive as well.
So who's everybody playing with for the tourney?
Wait!
I know Nui's playing with Mastodon.
Sign-ups haven't opened yet, so remember, even if you line up a partner, you got to make sure you get in for sign-ups, because there's going to be at least currently now we're planning a limit of 16 teams, but could go up to 32 if there's enough people looking to play.
About that thing with Mastodon, he DM'd me and was asking him if he wanted to team up. The thing is, he said he has probably 50% chance that he can't make it. He might need to work on that day, so either gonna team up with him or he's not gonna be in the tournament. So actually,
No, For Honor is free this weekend.
What?
That's out of left field, dude.
well,
Dude,
sadly, it's a shit game, so who cares?
Yeah, For Honor is
it's not
ass.
Phantom Dust. It's not Phantom Dust, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I have For
Back
Honor.
to
It's
God
bad.
I'm
Hand.
sorry, Nui, keep talking.
No,
God.
I'm fine.
Alright, so just to talk about my team up, I guess, for the tournament, one vet has talked to me, and that's Shadow Shield, so we may team up for the tournament.
That makes sense.
Am I the only friend?
I was gonna say no. Didn't you go to L?
Wow, I didn't
Oh,
think your
never
name
mind.
could get any more cringy, but if you combine your team name as Shadow Sin, whew, that's like
No, I was thinking about.
that's full
Shadow
14-year.
Sin
That's like full on 13-year-old middle school girl
No,
right there.
deadass. I was actually thinking of a team name for us too. I was gonna just say no. We should probably just do Dark Shield, so it's not as stupid. It's still dumb, but it's not as bad as like other
Dark Hole
combinations.
plus like what? Is there any move called Shield in fucking Phantom Dust?
I don't know.
I
There's,
think there is.
Yeah.
Aside from Shield Breaker, you motherfucker.
there's Shield of the Aegis.
Ah, here we are.
I was gonna say Aegis Shield, but I guess it's called Shield.
Sounds like a
of Aegis.
Pokemon.
Aegis, Aegis. I've never been clear on that
Yeah, it's
pronunciation.
Aegis. It's Aegis.
I've heard Aegis, Aegis, and Aegis, so I don't know.
I guess.
I've heard 3 different ones.
Who
Shield of
pronounced it
Aegis.
as Aegis? I need to know now.
I don't know.
Igus. That's the new official name. Igus.
Good.
Oh, that's interesting.
Shield of Igus.
Well, even though you're not gonna be able to participate in the tournament, Bregan, who would have you have picked? Who would have you picked?
Yeah, who would your teammate choice have
Yeah,
I
been?
mean,
been your-
you're kind of just asking me who was I impressed with? I guess, right?
I guess
yeah.
who do you think you'll have like the
Who
most
is your
like?
favorite of your
Yeah, who would be
Who do you
your
give the
favorite
special
to
treatment
with,
the
you know?
most?
I mean, first off, I'm a high maintenance girl. I don't approach people, so
Oh.
Holy shit.
I would have most likely waited to see what people were asking me. But I did have another veteran who didn't know people as well and was asking who would be at the top of my list. And so I said out of the ones that were in the tournament, the ones that stuck out to me the most would have been and I mean, you hear me talk about this in the cast all the time, so this shouldn't be surprising. Mortal Hunger, Sin, Chikram, Lone Cabin, and Crittr.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gaming time.
Base
you
Yeah, that
mean.
makes sense.
Base take.
Notice how Toaf isn't on that list. Just saying.
I'm just saying.
Who's
he was
Crittr? Only
carried.
no gaming time.
I did send him a secondary list. Like, these are other people that were in the tournament that I also thought were good, or some of them didn't even make round 2. I included names like Nuion, SadToffee, RTS, Conquer,
I am here.
Cyril
Wait,
Sam.
Yeah, that
That's
is true.
true.
That is going to be
That's
interesting that there's going to be some players who didn't make it to round 2 in the tournament. I always forgot.
I just want to say there's still no Toaf.
Toaf is on that
No,
list.
not-
I just didn't read the whole list. Toaf is on that list.
I was about to
Do,
say.
do I
thought
need to
Bregan
read
just
the
really
entire
didn't want
list?
to
Because
keep
I
up
did
with
make a fairly long list of players that I had noticed.
I'm not sure.
It was fine. I'll read it. I'll go fast. Toaf,
All right.
Fat Nerd, Paco, Sleppy, Elusive Cracker, Nuion, SadToffee, Sneaky Beefy, Roan, Puffy, RTS, Conquer, Doharit, Ghost Dr. Matt, Snake, Surreal Sam, and then Zamigzy.
No Piglet.
Which one's Piglet? I don't know if I played with Piglet.
He didn't play. It was just,
he
he was just
couldn't play.
AFK for 3 weeks, and he came back, and he was like, "Wait, how do people know all these moves? Wait, what is this DLC
guy.
move?"
I think I may have played with him, towards the beginning, but I don't recall them now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He was like in the hospital or something.
This was
and now he
also
came
just
back.
kind of off the top of my head while I was on my phone, and I just took a quick glance at the sheet. So
You hear that, guys? We were off
there
the
might be
top
some
of his
others
head.
that slipped through the cracks, and I may not recall.
Oh shit! Audio.
Bregan's just trying to be inclusive to make sure he doesn't hurt anyone's feelings.
If you control your
So, what's everyone's favorite character? Not your main, just your favorite character in Phantom Dust, story-wise.
You see, I haven't. You can go first
Me.
since I've actually never played the story.
Bruh.
Thank you for your answer, Toaf.
So is this favorite character based on the story, or favorite character play?
Whatever.
play-wise?
It's
like
not,
favorite character.
Not your main, but just your favorite character.
Or I think most of the Phantom Dust characters in the story are obnoxious in very different ways, but pretty much all across the board they're pretty annoying. PH
I
is
think-
lazy, Sama is totally nuts and masochistic. Chunky is a snake. Cuff Button
Well, spoilers.
is a doormat.
Chucky's a fucking snake.
Spoilers, bro.
Oh my god.
No is just kind of an arrogant jerk.
No, it's
What do
based.
you mean? His name is No, though.
Yeah.
It was literally
you.
No.
Meister
I love
is
his
just
name.
the only one that comes close to being a decent person, but also they're so vanilla that it's just kind of underwhelming at the same time.
Damn.
The only time you see him ever have to do a thing, the very first boss fight, he steps out and Freya just snaps his arm in half and says bye, So you're oh,
I just
my great
Dave.
teacher, the legendary Jedi Obi-Wan, but he just sucks apparently.
dude, I just imagine No going to one of those name changing registries to change his name to No. Almost like Eric.
I guess Meekin is a nice person, but they're also vapid and stupid and don't know how to do medicine. So
Yeah, I know. That concerned me when I was seeing that. It's oh, I forgot the dosages.
I
for
just
this
showed up here in a
medicine
nurse outfit and they stuck me down here. I don't know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
That's one character that actually kind of sticks out, and that is AI. Because if you look at the cover art, she has completely different outfits. And according to Blazy, she should have been a playable character. And she
Are you
would have
talking
been
about
a
AI?
female. Yeah, and she should have been a female roller or a card reader.
I mean, AI seems cool, but I don't remember a whole lot of lines from them. Subataki is my least favorite. Just super
I
obnoxious
agree.
character.
100%.
She's depressed as fuck.
Leader and spokesman both suck. The guy that runs the machines in Leader's room is kind of just there. Same with Tetsuya. They're not really
Mm.
anything other than accompaniments to mechanics.
I'm gonna be honest. This sounds very foreign to me because I asked the question, but I didn't play the story.
That's what I'm saying. I only played like 30 missions and I was done.
Okay, what about the guy that's like who introduces skills? He talks funny.
Ubiquitous.
Oh, that guy? Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I
That's all I can
mean,
say.
He's funny.
he seems like the typecast, nerd who is like afraid of the strong guys, but he's like really smart and talks in a weird way. Like, what's the one movie they go to Atlantis? I think it's just called Atlantis. It's like the guy in
Yeah, it
the
is.
Journey to Atlanta?
He's like the
Atlanta?
the typecast smart dude who is
Yeah, I
tiny
know what
and
you're
talks
talking about.
funny.
You're talking about the ginger dude with the round glasses.
Yeah, I think so.
You're talking about the main character?
That movie slaps.
Is
Yeah.
that not the main character? I swear
No,
that's
he is. But
Well, the main
isn't
character kinda
isn't
comes
Girl
heroic, but
also the main
it's-
character because the two of them are the main characters.
I guess if you kind of like take the main character and the digger guy and put them together.
Yeah, he is the main character.
Yeah, the digger guy is the main character.
No, I thought the driller guy,
The driller.
the mole dude.
Yeah.
No, reindeer is the main character, dude.
I don't know. This one that might have been a bit of a stretch.
Also,
But
it's apparently called The Lost Empire. Atlantis, The Lost Empire. This movie fucking slapped it, dude. I remember
Yeah.
watching one of my favorite movies of all time. I always liked the glasses guy.
Dude, old Disney movies are just so good. Like especially like animation Renaissance movie. Oh my god.
oh, you know who the goat character is? It's reindeer.
Like from One Piece.
He just locks people.
His name
up
is
in the
Chopper.
fucking
What do you?
base.
His name is Reindeer, and apparently all he ever really does is just walk around with keys and talk about how there's only normal people below that you definitely don't need to go see for any reason.
Oh, fucking reindeer, the cock blocker.
Yeah.
They're totally living happily down there, and they're not prisoners whatsoever, and they're in no way a slave labor force.
Okay, Bregan. Fucking story about reindeer. I was exploring the campaign because I had a glitched profile. I go down to one of the bridges where there should have been a campaign continuation. Nui, you can elaborate on that. I fucking try to leave, right? And reindeer just stands there at the exit and blocks you, and I can't move. I couldn't leave. I had to wait for him to leave.
Yeah, that does happen sometimes. He'll block your way. You have to like move back down the steps for a bit, and then he'll eventually start walking again. But if you stand like next to him, it's like it triggers. They think you're about to talk to them, so they won't move.
Oh.
It's the equivalent of an Oblivion NPC standing in the doorway with his dragon and just going, "Need something?"
Something.
Nui, can you
Not
For
talk
now.
Oblivion, there was reindeer.
Wait. Nui, can you talk about the campaign continuation, the part 2 that was supposed to happen? Where you save everyone? Or did Blazy not tell you about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of apparently after game, like after the main game or something, he said that you should have been able to go down there and actually like save the people or whatever from like
From below.
Yeah.
Oh,
people that were locked up by
the slave
reindeer.
labor force.
I don't know where he got that from though. It's only hearsay from what he said, but
I know, it's fact. It's definitely fact.
it
It's
might
canon.
be part of one of the cut missions. But it's all in Japanese, so I have no clue.
Yeah, I've heard something like that before, but can't verify it firsthand.
Yeah, and the
So,
cut missions you can access them with the debug menu pretty easily.
I mean,
they're all in
with what we got
Japanese.
from the story, like, the story is a pretty small slice of the world there. There is a whole lot of other things that could go on and a whole lot of other things that are hinted at. Like, nothing is ever really expanded on with Guard, really, and that clearly could have gone somewhere really interesting. The whole giant population of however many people locked below ground could be a thing.
Can we? I have a little topic to talk about,
Sure.
and that is a little bit of a rant about the lane map.
Oh,
God, oh no.
So
Don't
I
use any
think,
spicy words.
no. So I think, as much as I like how the map looks, I think gameplay-wise, it's almost the worst map. Not as in like how it plays, but how everything looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
I've talked about this to some other people. I think each spawn, like there's the bottom spawn, I think there's like 4 or maybe 5, right?
Yeah.
None of them have some kind of thing to identify besides the spiral staircase, right? Like there should just one, I don't know, I said this multiple times, but like one spawn should have had like some bushes, one should maybe have like a parked car, one should have like maybe a fountain, and then you can identify it via landmarks. You say, oh, I'm at the fountain spawn, or some stuff like that. But I think they didn't really think about that. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it really only
gameplay-wise.
comes into play on a pickup run, and
Yeah,
comes to
yeah,
how well
but still,
attention, like how much attention you pay to your partner.
yes, but I think like making a map look cool, but everything exactly the same style without landmarks, I think it's just bad game design.
Like
just kind of
Valorant?
my rant. No, Valorant has less callouts and stuff, and has different stuff. It's like a Counter-Strike map, but I don't know, old cache where everything is just like containers.
Yeah.
You play
I'm-
Counter-Strike?
Counter-Strike is bug.
Yeah.
Don't talk shit about it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah,
I've always
when
liked
I
Lane
first
as a
played
map.
a jumper, it reminded me of Counter-Strike. The way how you have a stun animation when you land.
I always kind of, had a dislike for Lane initially, partially because of the visual, and I just didn't have a good grasp on what I always wanted to play there. But when it comes down to it, like, yeah, the points you have are valid, but when it comes to like competitively, besides having a little bit of difficulty describing where you are in a pickup run, it's still one of the most balanced maps.
You think so?
Pretty much every spawn has some form of cover, and they're all kind of equidistant. There's not a lot of spawns where you're like, oh man, I got boned on my spawn. Like
Yeah, that's
happens
true.
on City or sometimes on Palace. Some of
If
those
you,
other
have a,
maps.
roof spawn,
And just
when
about
somebody
everything's
has an
viable
early
there.
slide laser, it's kind of annoying.
You can run any short range stack. You can run a long range stack. You can run a medium range stack. Parabolas,
Yeah, but
reincarnation.
wait,
Just about everything is viable there. So you
Yeah,
have
don't
one
get
of
me
the
wrong.
one of the biggest sets of viability. You have one of the better spawn layouts.
That's what I meant. Like, don't get me wrong. I like the map to play it. I just think it needs more distinctive locations. As in, if it's a map with like, it is team play. You need kind of shout outs and you need to like communicate. This is just the grudge I have against this map. It's just,
Yeah, man,
If
they
you're
should really
in-
patch the game.
especially if you're in between the houses and you lock
Yeah.
onto people. It's just fucking houses flying by, close on your screen, and just like, I don't know where the fuck I am.
Yeah, seriously, when's the next patch? Riot, please.
Riot, please.
I was about to say right. Great
I'm a
minds think
Dota
alike.
play, Volvo, please fix.
OMG
There you go.
respawn. When is the next patch?
Yeah.
Don't mention respawn in my household.
I haven't played in League in so long. I forgot it. What is it? Better nerf fucking who? I don't remember.
Used to
don't
be better
remember
nerf
either.
Aurelia, but they've nerfed
Yeah.
Ryze
Nerf
100
this.
times
Oh,
since.
it's better nerf ASOL. That's what it is. Right now.
Alright, ignoring League and all those.
Weird.
Yeah, let's not get into League of Legends, please.
Yeah. Took a little shit map. What other topics do we have? Anyone have anything else we want to mention before I move on to the more official topics that Bregan was telling me to do?
Do we have any more roster
Move on to the
rumors for the next tourney?
I have some other things that I have, like that I could ask from your little thing that you told me to ask. Suggestions.
Yeah, if you have other ones you want to cover, sure, or you can bring it to a wrap however you want.
I'm just checking if anyone has anything else that, like, any side topics before we move back on to, I never noticed that. What is it? Shit, the next tourney. Before we move on to, like, next tourney topic. Because we didn't really talk much about that, did we? We did, but...
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a good idea to talk about it while there's
Yeah, I was about to
this tourney
say
hasn't even
it's a
gone
little
on
bit,
yet. It's a little early.
especially since we don't know how like it's fully gonna work. Like how teams are gonna be picked. Because
Yeah, but you guys don't know what I was gonna ask.
well, let's see where you're gonna ask. Then ask it.
Ask it then.
I was gonna ask, what are you guys' predictions for who's gonna be with who?
That's so hard.
Cause like no. There's people who are like, there's people who
Honestly,
can hang out a lot.
I think Critter's just gonna get fed up and run solo 1v2s every match.
Yo,
Man, how he knows?
He's not even gonna like pick a teammate. He's gonna just sign up for the tourney 1v2.
Toaf and L sign up for the tourney, but then they don't show up for the tourney and elope.
Oh no, L's gonna be like tilted off like the face of this planet just because they have to play with.
Okay,
Toaf.
L's gonna DM me. Actually, yeah, sure. I'll be in your team, and then they're gonna say, yeah, actually, I'm gonna switch to Semits. That's all.
That's what they should do. That's what they should. That's a better choice than playing with Toaf, I would admit.
Toaf is just getting dogged on. This is his podcast.
That is pretty historically what happens to the host of the podcast. They are kind of the punching bag for everyone.
we're
can you land here?
Well, that's another thing. It's so hard to predict what other teams is because, like, you have to at least play with vets for, like, a vet to team up with you. They're not going to be like, all right, cool, let me just DM random person over here. You at least have to, like, at least play with them.
Hey,
I'll
Toaf,
give a hint for who I'm teaming with.
you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's Snow Rise.
Nah, fuck you.
No. The
No,
person
not
I'm
after the
teaming with
fucking
friended me.
27 turn.
I don't know.
Thing.
There's
Bregan, can you give the
You're
podcast
the one
roll
who
to my
played a
alt?
stalling deck, dude.
Your podcast roll to your alt.
He
If
wants
you,
to
no
get,
reason
if you get your
there.
alt in here, I can do it, but I'm not going to search for it.
It's an Espanol channel.
Espanol. I don't know, I just saw it.
All right, Crittr,
Oh,
you were busy trying to tell us or tease us about your partner.
Yeah, continue on. Let's get the
They
exclusive
friended me. That's
gossip.
it.
Are you gonna fucking drag my alt damn it to the Espanol, man? In Espanol! Why do we keep going from 9 members
You've
to...
interrupted Crittr like 3 times. My goodness.
I know. He's so rude.
It's okay. I don't
Yeah.
want you to know anyways.
I'm trying to think who would actually
Is this
like.
already a sure thing, Crittr? Because if it is, just tell us. Come on.
Yeah, man.
No.
Competitive
But
advantage.
you're acting like we're gonna come up with counterplay. I already spoiled who I'm probably gonna play with in the tourney.
Well, you lost your advantage, Shin.
Oh, you're
You're
I
right.
don't give a fuck. I'm gonna outplay you. I'll
I'm gonna
play better.
fucking use that on
Not
you.
gonna outplay me. I'm not playing the tourney.
Guard of Water
Wow.
and Athena's Command.
Are you gonna ever drag my fucking alt here?
I
Just
can't-
Why?
how do I drag your alt? Can't you?
You just
Just
click and
drag
drag it.
It's
You
in the
literally
span.
just click and hold and drag it
Dragon.
in here. It's in Espanol.
I really want to
Every
show
time I try to
somebody.
do that, I've done it in other servers, but when I try to do it in here, for some reason it drags the server and not the person.
Huh.
I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to think whose Crittr played with the most when he.
I guess I can
actually
give it
plays with
the I can give it the roll.
Murder
from there,
literally
though.
said himself. He's been playing along with Murder, Semitsi.
Well, if you look,
Nixie's a
can't you
vet?
see who I have friended?
right, but like,
I don't know who. I can't see your
Which
friends.
veteran
What the fuck?
Is it
do you
Esper
have
28?
friends with me? Yes.
oh right, and Esper.
There we go.
Esper, okay.
Esper. Jesus.
Crittr and Esper 28
I can see
That's-
that.
sitting in a
I-
tree.
I still to this day, I keep rewatching that clip of me spamming cluster bombs on him.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Wow, amazing.
Do you guys think anyone's gonna be running like new player?
Well, it depends because if there's not enough vets to fill in the teams, we're definitely gonna have to do that then. Cause
I think there will be enough vets, but you do start to see a dip in quality as you go down the line with some vets. So I think towards the bottom you might see some new players preferring to play together.
You think Rise just isn't gonna be in the tourney?
How about L?
L, no, IMO. I think L's a really good player. I think they'll do well with whoever
Genuinely,
team up.
but like,
If they're not teaming up with Toaf, they can do well.
okay, you fat.
What?
Oh, you fat. I don't know. I don't have good insults. I'm a child.
You just insulted
Okay, wait.
yourself.
Actually, let me ask Toaf. If L doesn't accept your invite as a teammate,
Give up.
who would?
1v2. Crittr.
1v2, 1v2.
It might be a good idea to just like get a list of vets that are looking too.
I know Xanxus is looking. He said he wanted to
Xanxus,
play.
yeah,
He just
badass.
needs to find a.
I also know that just about everybody and his dog has already approached Xanxus too.
Yeah.
I didn't approach any vet because I thought they would probably never do it.
I know.
I wonder why.
I know. What's up, fam?
I was surprised when Shadow like DM'd me. I was like, no way.
I know Guinan is looking. I know Xanxus is looking. I know Triple L is looking.
Okay, let's be honest. Gangman.
Murder is considering it.
I just want to talk about Gangman.
What's wrong?
Simitsi has literally been popping off, like in my DMs and in a public chats, about how they play super well with Gangman. So what do you think is going to happen there?
I know that Zamigzi has asked Guinan, and he asked my opinion on Zamigzi.
Oh damn!
Damn.
He was the one that I was talking about that didn't know all the new people that well, and I was telling him recommendations. So
Just revealing all the DMs.
Yup, we're all snitching.
Do you think Game God will play on this tourney, Bregan?
Game God?
Yeah. Do you think so, or just because he hasn't like seen any of the new players, maybe not?
I mean, he hasn't said anything to me. But
Okay.
he's not somebody that I chat with like one-on-one very often either, so I wouldn't be able to say. He likes to participate in tourney, so there's a decent chance.
Alright, so let me divert your attention from the actual good topic to something that Nui showed me recently.
Huh?
Look at my screen share.
Your screen share?
Anyway, you should know where this is going.
4, 5,
Oh.
6, 11. I need to figure out. I'm trying to like make a list of like the vets that are possible.
You can show this in the Twitch. I don't know. It's whatever.
You're spoiling my secret strat I figured out.
No. I'm not gonna show it. I'm gonna show
No,
this.
no, I don't care.
No, I want to show
it.
this. So this is very cool.
You can't do this if you don't have it modded.
I know, but right.
So
So
let's know about this, Ben.
yep.
Don't worry.
But I want to show.
Are
I
you
wanna
using
show,
like Skywalk to break out of the map?
No, you can just. Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
You could just jump through the wall.
Yup.
Show the wood thing that I found. That
Will
I
do.
mean, more or less
Oh
found.
shit. Yeah,
You just-
Blazy said that it wasn't possible to okay, I'm gonna need to like fucking just put my computer in performance. It is lagging. Alright,
18
so
turbo.
Oh,
Turbo.
shit.
Dude, he's
Nice.
overclocked.
That's the movie with the snail!
Toaf is gonna actually
yo, I
just
love
disconnect.
that movie.
You're-
Dude, the snail goes so fast!
he drinks toxic chemicals and then he goes.
This is apparently
"Ooh."
technically
I should do that in real life.
depending on the tournament. Is it working? No, we're still skywalking.
Just press Skywalk. You could put an R rental up there, yeah.
Yep, you can just hang
No
it.
way!
Yeah.
You can just hang it.
That's disgusting.
I was testing with modded stuff today, and now I found this branch, and then Blazer was like, yeah, we veterans used to just put environmentals up there to troll everybody. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a couple of troll places. Like if you go to City, a lot of the street lights hanging in the sky. I think I even show that in the video that I do about hanging and soft hanging. You can see some of the street lights you can hang, or not hang, but like
But this
drop
is
an
legal.
environmental
If
on
you
and
don't have
stand on.
Skywalk, you just can't get there anywhere.
Well, same
It's
with
just
City.
turn
You
on
can't get to
video.
any of that stuff without a levitator or skywalk there either.
Oh.
Yep.
great.
There's a bunch of hanging spaces you can do inside.
I love this. I think this is hilarious.
Yep, I fucking would love to someone.
Run a what's it called? The arrow deck? Lucifer's arrow, or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
I am gone.
And then put a
Oh my
30%
God.
movement reduction for everybody.
Guys, make a chessboard out of this. Fucking clues map out of this.
Wow.
Well, what do you think about that? Put the minus 30% movement speed and then run a arrow of Lucifer's arrow deck.
Well, you'd have to figure out a way to like lower your health, so because you at least have to be at 7
Just
or below.
Fire of Gehenna.
I mean, if you're able to put an environmental up there that nobody can get to, there's a lot of different nasty things you can pull off.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's many combos.
Bregan, I need you to do this. Get. You have to put this in the background, Bregan. You have to.
The Bregan drip good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do. Please
Oh, I'm
do.
gonna watch the stream. Let me see.
Use the host.
I'm tuning into the stream. I need to see this.
It's gonna go on YouTube. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Since,
It's amazing.
since
I was
apparently
staring
black
at that for
shoes,
like
a black
10
coat, and a
minutes,
black
I
beanie are
swear.
like really worth showing off for this actor.
Because
I guess.
it's like it's designer clothing. You never know. I can't see the brand.
Yeah.
And designer beanie.
It's fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
You
How
never
much
know,
does a
like-
designer beanie cost?
Probably like $100.
How much could a banana realistically cost?
Listen,
What,
all I'm gonna
$10?
say
It
is,
depends.
all I'm gonna say is, when you put Bregan drip up, the stream shot up to 10 viewers. Just saying.
I just want to mention that.
Just saying.
You may want to put Bregan drip was
coincidence?
always
I
on.
think not.
Oh, we dropped back down.
We dropped 9 because Bregan drip wasn't there long enough. You know. You just gotta harness it.
I want to get some input on something.
What?
What do you guys like view Phantom Dust like as? You know, like game wise, like because to me it feels sort of like a fighting game hybrid with a card game.
It's probably the
But
closest you're gonna
I've
get.
heard that's some people's like not some people's opinion. What do you guys think?
I probably would say that too. It's pretty much like a card fighting game.
That's,
I would
yeah,
say
I'd say,
Such
I'd
a
say that's the
unique
closest you're gonna
genre.
get. I
know
mean,
what I
honestly, the thing that I would say closest to it is like MOBAs, honestly. And out of the MOBAs, the one that's probably closest is like Smite.
Okay, I was gonna say if you mentioned League.
But yeah, but see the issue is Smite is bad, Phantom Dust is not bad. So
I
There's gotta
enjoyed
be
Smite as a
something
game.
different there.
I still don't know how it didn't blow up to be bigger than it was. I mean, I guess I'd say the same for Phantom Dust, but like a MOBA based on like deities from all these different pantheons sounds really freaking cool, and I don't know how it didn't get to be a bigger MOBA than it was.
I don't know.
Bam,
I played
bam.
one game of Neath and I was
There's a
done.
lot of issues with the game. The idea
Yeah,
is cool, but like none of the impacts feel like good. It doesn't feel good hitting people. It just feels like you hit them with a napkin in their face.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
horrible.
there's some things that could definitely be improved in some of those departments, but like when I played it, the control, like I waited until after it was available on Xbox with controller support and that, and I played it with a controller, and the buttons are almost exactly the same as Phantom Dust, and it's fun to play.
Bregan, I just want to mention, you're calling Danny Phantom a deity.
Is Danny
Oh, yeah.
Phantom in there now?
Yeah,
Or is that
dude.
just
Oh
a
yeah,
skin?
and One
That-
Piece characters are coming too. So
Are you kidding me?
Jesus.
I
I
thought
don't
that,
understand.
I thought those were just skins.
They
those
are
are
just
actual
skins.
skins. They're
They-
okay.
They are.
Because I remember
skins.
like the Stranger Things one, they had a skin for Scylla or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't even know
I-
where they get the money for that. To be honest, like, how do they get some of these actual like big like?
Yeah,
names?
these are
I
fucking-
imagine it's the opposite way. They're probably getting paid to just market,
Probably.
and that's one of the few things keeping them afloat is just
Yeah, I think
hoeing
that
out
is
like
the worst.
that.
I could probably.
Low
see
key, that's the worst part about the game. You like supposed to play a fight between gods, and then you have like Avatar, SpongeBob, along as Cat, a Ninja Turtle, and a Transformer. And I'm like, what happened? You know, like it's horrible.
Like, yeah, I
hate
joined
it.
up here to see Bacchus smack people with a fish. Like, what's going on?
dude,
It's so
We're
bad.
right.
Where
Like-
what happened to the fight of the gods and like? No,
Yeah,
it's
it-
fucking Transformer. It's like,
I mean, a lot of games have that problem with skins. They just make it pretty silly. Like Apex running around as a panda bear.
Fortnite.
You know.
in one corner the legendary god of war Ares, and in the other corner SpongeBob.
Yeah. I would say that's one of the
Honestly.
more egregious offenders in that department, but that is a problem a lot of games with skins have.
Yeah,
Honestly, SpongeBob wins that fight though.
yeah, he does.
Are you calling? Are you?
Alright.
Alright, no, are you calling SpongeBob not a deity? Are you kidding me? I'm sure, dude.
Yeah, come on.
Does anybody else have
SpongeBob
anything
is-
else on the what kind of game is Phantom Dust?
I do.
I don't know. It's just very fighting
So-
game to me.
I actually thought about this a lot. I see it. There are turn-based strategy games like chess, and then there are real-time strategy games like StarCraft.
Or not Civ, yeah,
So I
StarCraft.
see this as the same thing, in a way, and I also see it. It reminds me of God Hand as well. God Hand is very similar because you can completely customize every single move you use.
That's.
But I do see it as like a real-time card game. Is how I see it, because there's no other way you could make a real-time card game, honestly. So
It reminds me.
it's like-
No, there is a way. Capsule monsters from
Paper
Yu-Gi-Oh.
cuts.
That fucking capsule monsters from Yu-Gi-Oh. Because I
You
don't
know
remember
what
that shit.
Fucking capsule monster.
You know what, you guys, like, what you don't realize, in my opinion, is like the fact that they figured out a way to make drawing cards work. Because I don't know if you heard about that recent Magic the Gathering game where you can choose a deck and then you just get random skills on your buttons and it automatically draws. It's just basically Diablo, but your buttons are getting shuffled every couple seconds and you don't know which button does what anymore. So, like, the way that they do it is actually really, really good. And I think that is what most real-time card games try to do, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, there's a lot of subtle game design in Phantom Dust that makes it just amazing.
Exactly.
A lot of sus.
Just, dude, honestly true. You know what is a shame, though? I really wish there would have been some kind of summons in Phantom Dust. Like, I really do.
I know, right?
The first
Like-
I don't think so. The only way that would work is if you control the summon specifically, and then your character kind of just.
Well, no, because
goes
there's AI.
AFK.
You could just summon like one of like the.
There
things you
is
find, like,
AI, but
before.
AI is too inconsistent. There's no way you
Exactly.
can rely
There's
on
not
AI.
a good way to implement it. I don't agree adding summons, but like, it's possible.
Like, you could have it partially AI controlled, like a third-person RTS game.
It could be like,
Well,
more like a
That's
turret.
just
Like,
controlling it, but with
Yeah,
extra steps.
Why
maybe you
not-
pop
why
up
not
a
have it be
3-health
like-
eyeball that shoots rapid cannon but doesn't really go anywhere?
Yeah, what if it-
Exactly. That's what I was gonna mention. Has anyone ever heard of Soul Knight?
No.
It's
Soul back.
whatever. It doesn't matter. The game has this weapon where it has 2 weapon slots usually. One of like you would have a melee or a blaster, whatever. You can switch out. You can get this weapon that works as a blaster, but if you switch out and go to melee, it will stay there with you, and it's like this little eyeball next to you, floating around you that just randomly shoots enemies.
Yeah,
Like
I
buying
think-
off ice
Sentry.
pets.
yeah.
I think for a summon class, what could have been done is have it be like Mechana, and then it's just like a bunch of like machines that you're summoning that are like either stationary or like move in a set track.
That could work.
Yeah, that actually.
Yeah,
does
I could
sound
see.
cool.
There was also one of the boss battles in Phantom Dust shoots out these little drones
Egg
that
bombs.
really home in on you.
Egg bombs. I know it by
Yeah.
name.
Those could work as well. It would just have to be very,
I'm gonna BFK
very
for a sec.
simple.
Right.
But yeah, I could see that. I don't know. Then again, how would that be balanced? Because that's like, if it's 2v2, then it turns into a 4v2 if
So,
you have 2
keep-
sentries up.
Also, keep in mind, an egg bomb from the boss skill is basically a will-o-wisp that you can shoot to disable, and that's about it. In a way. It's just straight
And it
up following the
explodes.
player, and then they explode. Yeah, like, of course it has a little bit extra stuff on it, but in the end, it's just following the player straight on. It's just that you can shoot it to destroy. That's about it.
Okay.
I don't even think that quote-unquote is that good of a summon. In the end, it's just a projectile that explodes.
If you want to like balance something out, if you use it when it's like that kind of summon, I would say just make it have like some aura consumption over time.
Oh, true.
I still don't know about that
Aura.
because I've noticed whenever I think of sentries, I think of TF2, and when I was playing with Toffee and I put down a sentry, that makes it really, really unfair. It's just a 2v1 at that point.
Just get good.
There'll obviously be counterplay against it. I just.
Yeah.
There
How do you
would
get
be.
the same
We could
fucking-
just only- we can only
they could
imagine.
experiment with that. Like,
That's what
if
I'm
I
saying.
were to develop that game, I would experiment with that and play test that, but I wouldn't have the intention of actually putting it in because it would most likely be a nightmare to balance, especially if you have a significant amount of those summons. It would be maybe fun, but I would stick to the core of what Phantom Dust already is, personally.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's like a single-use skill, you could just immediately do like an annoying gift thing where it's just like, okay, it costs 6 to lay down an Amato with 1 health that shoots rapid cannon. Now let's do it 10 times.
Yeah.
And
Limit summons to 1 per person. Obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe.
Still, I think it
That's
would be
still a
hard to do
Flurby too,
because
though.
you're just gonna run into 1 or 2 problems. If it does its stuff too automatic, then it's based on AI, and then if you just find a way around it, it's either too broken or too weak. And if you do it manual, then at that point it doesn't really become a summon anymore. You know? If
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
just
I think that could be fun.
like a
like
near
you could-
automata robot that flies behind you and shoot bullets as a quote-unquote summon, right? Like,
Yeah.
at that point, it's just shooting stuff.
Yeah.
But like you
I
could
think
also
it could be fun, like turning into something. Like you could turn into, say, like a big old orc, or a big old dude, a ginormous giant,
That's like
and then there's right.
I kind of want that
That'd be
too,
fun.
like transformations
Transformation.
or enhancements. Enhancements.
Yeah, it's called Tiger String.
Yeah.
Got me there.
I think the biggest thing that would be really cool that could be like just added to the game how it is, like not with modding but just as a patch, would be instead of making a sword a one-time swing, inequipable. You click it and then you have the sword in your hand and then you can use it like a couple times with like a 3-hit combo or something like that.
Or like that matter creation thing that
Instead
Bregan
of
was
just having,
talking about.
yeah, I just think it's a little bit boring just having swing. It's like the same animation. You just have a sword, make it a little bit damage, make it like like 3 hits or something
Yup.
like that.
You also mentioned the charging thing, like if Gungar, you charge it up for a bit, and then you just run at somebody and you can shoot while moving.
Yeah,
Once.
charging while running and stuff like that.
Oh, like that idea that you had a while back, where you would like Samus from Smash Bros. You'd like charge it up, and then you could keep it in your hand, and when you want to shoot it, you can just throw it, and that would really balance out those. Keep
can-
really fucking needs that.
You can do that with mods.
I think it could get pretty busted, but
Yeah, that's what
maybe
I'm
have
could
it
be good.
like you could charge it up and then you could move and you have to fire it within 5 seconds or it dissipates kind of thing. But that's
Yeah.
all the more complicated.
Okay, it can be busted, but like, dude, Keepom just sucks.
No.
Also,
Nah.
has anyone
I was gonna
had
say I got my ass kicked by L with Keepom. I'm not sure if that move.
Tiger Strength or like Heat stimulate
No,
something like that, and
fucking
then
Guardian Angel. It's the only move that makes Guardian Angel completely stupid.
Also that. What was I gonna say? Man, I forgot. Oh yeah, what the fuck is the use of like vacuum bullet? We like aside from adding new stuff, we also need balance, like a huge balance check. Because there's so many useless moves that no one is ever gonna use, like vacuum bullet, mist blade, mist laser. What the fuck uses that?
I had a mist deck. It wasn't good, but I had one.
Mistplay is not that bad actually.
Mistblade actually has an excellent hitbox.
Oh my.
But making a full
Does it
mist
really?
arsenal is pretty rough. But if you do like an aura cannon arsenal and you have like a charged particle and a mistblade, it's pretty solid.
I wish they had a modifier system. I posted a little video. I think something like this in some kind of like way, a new capsule type, that would have been so cool.
We need like in-game mod creation. Because like it's way too hard to actually make stuff. To actually mod stuff.
So the thing is, Toaf is actually creating a skill creator at the moment, where you can click together stuff and then you have a skill.
Dude, that guy has been carrying the whole community, like jeez. Not actually, but he's made so much progress. It's just insane.
So yeah, this game showing this is Noita. So Noita has a million spells and modifiers. It's all about modifiers. Stuff like that would be really cool. Like, make the next projectile infuse with, I don't know, fire, damage over time, or I don't know. Because once you have combination of skills, the amount of skills you quote-unquote have is skyrocketing in amounts, and combinations are gonna be even more crazy. That's just what I would love to have. But
You know what I would love to have is an actual server browser that works and a way to spectate games.
Okay, I do want to spectate in this game. I wish the spectate mode wasn't the most garbage thing ever. If you're actually in a match, because when you're spectating your teammate, it's just like the worst thing.
there's a million.
And I would like, you know,
lives.
maybe you can see a list of matches that are currently going on, and you're like, oh, I want to spectate this tag team match, and you can just watch other people playing. That would be great for casting with tournaments instead of having to have 4 streams up.
There's a
would
lot.
really help my lag.
We've got
There's
something
a
that we're
lot of
trying to
quality.
work on to see if we can find a better way for the next one. I guess it's not a bad time to talk about it. Maybe some of you actually know more about it. But some of the Tourney mods are looking at it. It's called the Parsec app.
Oh, Parsec.
God.
Yeah.
We could do
Oh,
Parsec, true.
could.
We could
I don't
do
know that.
Parsec.
The upcoming tournament has,
But split screen is horrible.
we'll just say it's a sponsor.
Parsec's
And they're
kinda ass,
interested in using the Parsec app and trying it out.
For
they-
what?
they
For
said
just
that-
inspecting?
For
They said
Phantom
that, yeah, they said that they would even be able to rent some PCs at a LAN center if
Okay,
needed.
alright.
So
Then never mind. The Parsec app is not trash. Go download
Okay, no,
Parsec
okay.
today.
In my opinion,
Yep, we love
Parsec.
Parsec.
In Parsec, you have to go through a lot of hoops to actually make it work. But when it does work, it literally does feel like you're playing.
Dude,
like,
it's
right
fucking
next to
so
somebody.
good.
I would
Yeah,
say
well,
I have not used it. I don't have any direct experience with it yet, but I was
I do.
told that this could be a way that we would be able to do a better spectator mode for some of the tournament
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, so I can
wanted
imagine.
to
I
know,
can
but-
do that. I can imagine this for spectating. I'm not sure
I
if
used a
playing
couple on this.
playing with each other would be better, but maybe
If you have good experience with this, reach out to Rise and Triple L. They were the 2 mods that said they
All
would
There's,
take over spearheading the integration of that.
There's 2
Okay.
things I tried out with it. So I use it to watch anime with a buddy because it has the stream quality is like a million times better than Discord and more stable and everything like that.
Can't you just
The other
do
thing
that?
I used it for, I played I think Smash Bros. Brawl, the single player campaign with a buddy. It does have a tiny bit of
Oh.
input delay if you actually play, but spectating the stream quality is superb, but you need good internet for it. If you
Yeah.
just use it for spectating, it's probably really good, but I don't know why you just don't use Discord. If you have Discord Nitro and you put 1080p, the game runs in 30 FPS anyway. So if you just
I
put
was
30
gonna say,
FPS,
do we even have the server boosted to even have like that? 'Cause I know if you boost the server enough, you can just do that.
it's just that I don't know why, because Parsec is more and more hoops, while in Discord everybody is already here and you just click one button to stream.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. Is the thing with Parsec is it is kind of annoying to start, but once you have it started, it's simple. But
Well, in my experience now, I have played a little bit with Parsec, and the input delay is actually less than the Steam. You know the Steam
Definitely.
streaming
Yeah,
thing?
the
That's
Steam, the
first-
Steam
Oh.
remote play. Yeah.
I was
Steam
Steam
Remote
play
Play
works
is
better for
horrible.
me.
I was told
I
that
hate
even
it.
for people in, like, you know, we have like the EU players versus the NA players and other areas, it could even improve some of the issues
Yeah, it can.
there.
It can.
Ooh.
And
That would be
It would be a
nice.
better viewing experience. It could be better connectivity and a
so-
couple of things. So we're looking at trying that out. Hopefully, it's all ready to go in time for that. So if you have experience with it, help us out, and yeah, maybe start helping other people once they get signed up, getting it set up as well. So we would appreciate any help with that.
I have a question though.
The main thing, just make sure to stress that they need to disable keyboard and mouse control and like
Yeah.
gamepad control when they stream on per sec if they're gonna do
Oh
that.
yeah, no, because you can take over a person's entire computer like that easily. I've
Yeah.
done it before. I mean,
No,
Toaf?
guys, you can set the application to only control a single app. Don't worry about it.
yeah, you can control it, But if the person doesn't know that, like me and my stream mod fucking around with Parsec, and then him giving me keyboard control.
Well, I think we're
then
all
we
in the
enable
world
it.
here, and we won't do silly stuff with Parsec like doing that. I think we'll.
You never know.
You never
We'll
know.
be
We have
doing
Dopey
stuff
Pandora in the
I mean,
server.
I don't feel like we need to hang a shoe over everybody's head, like, or if you
Yeah,
do this,
that's
you're
what
going
I'm
to
saying.
get banned or something like that. But I mean, it would seem pretty obvious that if you do something egregious, there's going to be consequences. So, I think we're all responsible enough that shouldn't be a problem.
Consequences.
And will you learn?
Okay, I'm gonna throw more shade. There's a guy called Dopey Pandora. I
Oh,
don't
no.
trust that he wouldn't do something like that.
Quit throwing shade, man.
I don't even know who
Fucking
they
dislike
are. I don't even know.
This
who
is a
they are.
community podcast, not a community dividing podcast.
Yeah.
No, specifically that guy.
This isn't a
so-
hit piece, so let's leave that out of here.
Oh,
Toaf seems disappointed, dude.
I am.
Oh man, I really wish I could just divide this community. And make
I
it
really wish I
No,
could
it's
make
specifically
you
just Pandora. I dislike that, man. Look, I'm an honest man. I'm gonna DM him.
Alright, Toaf.
Maybe you could be a little less
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, just
The only
be a
person we're
little bit
allowed to
less
trash
honest.
talk in here is Xanxus because he won't trash talk back.
and Rise.
Ah, okay.
I feel like Red
Yeah, but I
Wings
can't
trash
talk
talk
Sanctus.
back.
Yeah,
What?
man. I'm fucking terrified of Sanctus, dude.
I mean, you should be. That's also part of why it's funny. You trash talk him, and then you get dunked on, and we all laugh at it and say, "Oh, that Toaf."
Oh, what a Toaf moment.
Oh, is that a thing now? Toaf moment?
Yeah, it's
No.
a good Toaf moment.
Yes.
now.
Moment.
Certified Toaf moment.
I want to see everybody's best Toaf moment memes after.
No,
this
you
podcast
don't.
is
No, you
over.
do not.
Moment.
You don't know what a Toaf moment is. You
Oh.
don't want to see what Toaf moments are.
Like the parrot image.
unless you want to get taken down by Twitch, you don't want to see
okay.
what Toaf
Well, I wasn't
moments
going to put it on Twitch, no.
Oh,
But also, if it's that bad, maybe don't share it in Discord either.
are. It's not particularly
Actually.
unsavory. It's just it's funny, but Jesus.
Okay, Toffee, you would know about that.
Shut.
All right. Toaf, do you have any more topics for us?
I'm gonna try to make this as long as possible. So yeah.
Okay,
I have
we're almost nearing
limited
2
time,
hours.
so
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
and I imagine
Alright,
other
let's
people
wrap it
have
up.
limited time as well. It's important to respect
So-
the time of your guests.
Bregan. I said as long as possible. As possible.
Yeah. So if you have limited time, then it's not.
Yeah.
fun. So it's-
Exactly.
yeah. All right. So then, should we wrap up?
What the
I think it might be a good idea.
fuck?
We'll leave the door open. Toaf, do you have any other final topics you would like to go into?
Skills. Let's go back to actual Phantom Dust, because like we've been more talking about like more official shit. And
Yeah.
like turn. No, we let's talk about Phantom Dust.
What about it?
The Phantom Dust. What do you guys think are the most annoying type of decks?
No attack
Fine.
decks. Mill decks.
What I mean by that is like, what's
Yeah.
the worst deck that builds on a skill?
Oh, that's
Like,
easy.
what is
That's
the
really
worst
easy.
one
Have any
you
of
guys
you
have
had
fought?
the misfortune of playing against Ebony yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so there's a style he pioneered, and
good.
it kind of broke 1v1 as a mode. Like it
Okay,
just it became
Shadow told me this story.
unfun.
He told
Yeah,
us this
yup,
story.
yup.
yeah, it just
Okay.
broke it. Like it wasn't unbeatable, but it broke it. Like nobody wants to play it because it's like, okay, you might have to play into that, and you either have to be prepared for that, which sucks, or it just broke the mode entirely. And it's basically just recall loop, quantum decay, violent change with a lot of array shields. That's it. It's just uninteractive. You try to
That's-
attack
that's
them,
like
they
I
erase your
run.
attack, and then they quantum decay you, so you're too low on aura to do much, and then they just recall and they do it again, and then they eventually violent change your final capsules, and it's just completely uninteractive gameplay.
That's terrible.
Sounds like fun. I want to thank you for the idea. I think I'm gonna make it.
Oh, no, he's
I mean, good luck.
What have you done?
The part of the problem is that Ebony and some other
It's
Esker
fucking
players like
so
him
good.
have the defensive capabilities where they can defend themselves well enough. But I mean, you'll get away with it with some other new players, but against most other players, you're just going to get rushed with the flame sword. And
why not Psycho Spear Backdraft Bullet? Does Psycho Spear Pen not work on Erase Shields?
I mean, it does, but you have to hit him, and he's a cartwheeler, and he's one of the most mechanically gifted cartwheelers defensively, so good luck hitting a Psycho Spear on him. I mean, it's not as effective in tag, right? Because there's two players that can coordinate together. But in 1v1, it was just like, you didn't have any other way to set up the attacks to try and do anything. It was just, if you can't hit him the first couple of times and he gets you Quantum Decayed down and then recalls, it's like just nothing you can really do. And it's completely uninteractive. Like, he doesn't have to do anything with you. He doesn't have to go to your base to pop your capsules. He doesn't have to hit you with an erase attack. All he has to do is just sit in his base.
Darn.
So,
what is your opinion on Impact Burst? Because you said I don't have good enough defense against others.
Bregan loves it.
Impact Burst is a bit of a meme skill. It's not that hard to dodge when you know how. But it's so fast that sometimes it can still catch you, or certain angles make it difficult. The way it works is it shoots in a straight line, and it doesn't track anything. Once it hits a wall or an object that it bounces off of, it is going to track back onto you. And it'll go at 2x speed. So if you're watching it come towards your face and you step to the left a little bit and you wait for it to hit the wall, just change directions as it hits the wall.
Okay.
Which,
Thank
if the
you,
wall
'cause
is
I
right
didn't
behind
know
you,
how
that's
to do that.
that's kind of rough. If the wall is right behind you, because it's
Yeah.
going to bounce back before you have time to really change directions. Or sometimes there's ways, like on Palace, sometimes if you shoot it from the lower level up to somebody on the upper level, it'll treat the wall there sometimes as something to bounce off of, and it'll just go and bounce right into your face before it even hits a wall behind you, and you're thinking it's going to go behind you.
Oh, what you mean, like the little railing, or?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I'd have to test it more, but I think sometimes the wall portions it will treat like that, but not the railing. So, yeah, there's some extra dangerous places for it, and it's a viable skill, but it has a pretty clear dodge pattern to it that's not that bad.
Okay.
You don't see a lot of people run it because it's a one-time use skill, so even veterans you can pop it off against, and they'll get hit by it half the time because nobody really runs it.
You know, that does bring up an interesting point. What if you just ran a bunch of skills that the veterans don't normally play against? I feel like you could bamboozle a few of them.
I mean, to an extent, sure, but the meta has developed pretty tightly over time without any balance changes. So, yeah, sure, you might get a couple of sneaky hits in by playing skills that they don't see as often. But for the most part, especially ones that played in the old days as well, at some point they did play against all of those skills, so they do know how to dodge them, and they know, why they're not viable. Or, less viable. So they know how to deal with them.
Whereas no one knows how to deal with Will-O-Wisp plus Reincarnation at the same time, other than cover, I guess.
It's really tough because you got two different types of tracking. They're both some of the hardest moves to dodge. Combo attacks like that are really tough to dodge in the first place. And it always depends on the range. If you shoot Willow Rien at, say, 1500 range, the Willow is going to hit much earlier than the Rien. But if you shoot Willow Rien at, say, 2200 range, they're going to hit it about the same time. If you shoot it at 2700 range, the Rien will actually hit before the Willow. So, you're always guessing based.
Memorized.
You're guessing based on the range of where it is, more or less. What's going to hit you first, or if they're going to hit you at the same time, and you can't dodge both of them generally, unless they're coming at you and they would hit at the exact same time. So, very difficult skills to dodge together.
Alright, so we definitely heard a lot from Bregan. How about everyone else?
What?
Got
What are
nothing
you
to say.
You've got no deck that you've been annoyed by, or have just been fucking just vanished by, aside from pets.
Nui's deck out deck. That's about it.
I don't know. I feel like every deck has counterplay. I just need to like figure out what I need to do.
Oh wait, no, I know one. It's another deck by Nui. The fucking ricochet laser on Panorama.
No, there's counterplay to it.
There's
Counterplay. No, there's counterplay too.
I don't care if there's counterplay. It's so stupid.
It's dumb, but
I mean, there's counterplay, but there's also just like Ricochet does a thing that really no other skill does attack-wise. Pretty much any other attack skill or offensive skill, like there's something that you can do to dodge it. And you could reliably do that thing to dodge it reliably so. Or block it. You can reliably block this move, and it works better when you use certain kind of blocks. But Ricochet Laser, you can block it perfectly, erase it, and still take, 6-8 damage
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
And no other attack skill really pulls that off. So I can see that there's a pretty legitimate argument to Ricochet Laser just being, I don't know if busted is the right word, but just
Well, it's only good on
not a positive influence on the game, I guess.
Also, Sin,
When it comes to
I'm not
competitive
asking-
integrity.
I'm not asking what decks are impossible to deal with, but like are
I
hard
don't
to
find
deal
a
with.
deck annoying. Like I think like anything just for me personally, any melee deck. So anytime I play against Shadow, I'm over here crying because he's gonna just fucking dance at death me or Psycho Burst my ass.
Melee.
That's all he does.
That's all he does, but he's so fucking good at it that like even if you play with him 10 million games, he'll still like kill you. You'll still go into the gimmick.
I had a deck specifically made against Army, who was basically the mini Shadow.
Nah,
And
nah.
I tried using it on Shadow, and holy shit, my ass was beat.
Because Shadow's
Like,
an incredibly
He's just too good.
player.
Even if you expect it, he's just too fucking good.
He knows
Wait,
what
are
he's
you
doing
keeping
at
up with him?
close
Oh, no.
range. You can't even like compare him to he's like I can't
Shadow
even
is
think of
solid
any other
reads.
player.
So what do you guys think is personally, like, in your opinion, the meta of the game?
Rian
Dazzle.
and
It's the erase skill. Yeah, erase defense.
Erase
There's no
defenses,
count.
reincarnation, and then some of the
Yeah,
top
the-
things are going to be like being able to block pickups, so stuff like Ice Sword or lasers to put pressure
Yeah.
on. And then because
Frostbite.
array shields are so strong, that's why Rian is strong too. But also Lightning Sword becomes extremely valuable and almost necessary at the top level of tag to have a Lightning Sword to try and strip some of those shields so that you can actually, play the game.
It's so
No.
It's so boring. The two swords.
Okay, great. Since you said, like, overuse, what are some decks that you guys want to see people play? Because, like, there are a lot
Live
of decks
steal
that are not
decks.
playing.
Live steal decks suck. Mist
You
decks suck.
want to see, but, like, what decks do you want people to
More,
run?
more knockdown decks would be pretty interesting. Decks that are just based on getting you on the ground.
Like backdraft, like fucking
Yeah, like backdraft and stuff.
V3, V2, V1. There's multiple versions of just
it's-
backdraft.
I don't know. I think more melee would be nice, honestly. But that's just a personal thing for me because I just really enjoy fighting in melee range. Whereas I don't really enjoy the longer range fights as much.
I think lasers was kind of super annoying. It's just like this light laser. It's just this. Can you block it in time? And getting some cheap damage off. I think it's kind of boring. The interactions, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Well, I feel like melee and mid range is where the game gets the most interesting. So.
I want to see more people use trigger. No one ever uses trigger.
I don't even know what that move is.
It activates whatever, like, it's like annoying gift or hungry demon where you have it in a slot, and when you use it on someone, it makes them activate that slot. Whatever they have, it activates it. I want people to use that. Aside
Yeah.
from fucking Guardian Angel, that's been done. I don't
Dude,
care.
that-
Creativity, please.
Toaf, this is what I posted. That's the new meta, right? You equip a mind reading, you
I know,
annoying
Nuion,
gift
I
it to
was there.
people, and then you use trigger to enable it, so they hear you voice chat, and then you ear rape them.
That's the old Murder Mastodon strat.
Mental warfare.
Sounds pretty good, actually. I might need to try that out when we do the game.
And then you just like just rickroll on max volume. Or
I
something.
mean,
don't
it
know.
doesn't work that well because in tournaments we used to use party chat half the time, or now you guys use Discord more.
That's why I've in-game voice chat off, dude. I do not want to hear Xbox Live voice chat. Rick Astley's never gonna give you up at 200% volume, dude.
The in-game chat for Phantom Dust is actually pretty dang good quality. I'd say
It
on
is
average
good.
it's higher than Discord.
No.
So, when Nui actually pointed out that strategy, Gangnam said that in a tournament match, he fucking actually, someone used mind reading, and he just screamed the entire time.
That was
So
him
they
and
were
Murder that
thrown
did
off.
it, yeah.
That was...
I love
I
it.
need to
Meta.
see some footage now if I want to just hear.
Listen, it means they can't react by audio, so.
I mean, I might have that video, but I don't know if I would have their in-game audio of it. You'd have to ask him to remember who it was against and see if he could find it.
Dude, that'd be fucking hilarious. Just like...
Okay, that's
You're cringe.
I kept the screen in short.
Yeah.
thanks for your ripping, everybody.
I'd say just short, not too much sweet.
Alright.
Different melee types would be cool. Axes, spears, stabby moves.
Yeah, I guess more pierce moves would be cool.
How about making melees more usable?
They are
That'd be
usable,
nice.
just get good.
I don't know. Yeah, it
More
depends what
usable,
area-
I said.
I wish
maybe dashing midair, for instance, so that you're not completely gimped if someone is using levitate and you're only using melee.
that's
Who uses
yeah.
levitate? That's question
I'm
number one.
saying, no,
I
if
do.
you use levitate, that will, if someone theoretically only has melee skills, then levitate counters it. And that's the
Yeah.
only reason why you would use levitate, honestly. Or
It's like
Skype.
saying-
You're just making like a bad deck at that point. And that's also we gotta count for like is this tag team as well? Is this just 1v1s?
It's like
Listen,
saying
I want to be able to stab people anywhere, okay?
it's like saying I have a long range deck, and then if somebody has melee, I can't do anything. Of course, you're gonna put that 1 or 2 melee abilities in a.
That's
ranged
what I'm
deck.
saying. Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
same the
listen,
other way around.
you can win an entire game with just Psycho Knife, so.
True.
Probably.
Or at least,
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it before.
Yeah, he has.
you just need good spacing. That's it. You just need to be able to space properly and.
No, I
use-
just fucking hit them with Psycho
I
Knife
mean,
over
even
and
against a
over.
good
Or you
player,
just stab them.
if you get the
Though,
right start,
'cause-
you can win a game with just like a Psycho Knife or a Hyper Kick.
But if someone has like 200 or 300 ping and you go for the punching moves, they will never hit ever.
Yeah, dude. Okay,
Impossible.
so every time you throw it or a backflow, it hits. Every time I throw it or a backflow, it misses. It pisses me off.
I'm built different, look. Fucking rookie.
It just like you hit, like you run into the person, you both collide, but it does 0 damage.
Yeah, it's so painful.
The punch and kick moves definitely like a tweaking for their animation.
Yeah, hyper kick is interesting for sure. Hyper kick's good though, so it's fine.
So, very, very, very off topic. Hello, Boss Season 2 Episode 1
Get
came
the
out.
hell
Shut up! Shut up! Be quiet. Be
Bregan,
fucking quiet.
just end the stream right now. Just don't even let us like.
Yeah, alright. I think
outro.
that's a natural endpoint for the podcast.
All right,
Roommate came in.
No,
and
no,
just talked about it.
good.
Alright.
I mean, that sounded like the end of the podcast, and so that sounds like the end of Toaf's role as host of a podcast. So,
No, guys, wait.
Alright,
Alright, let's
join
go.
Octodazzle. We're based.
You know, what? No, you're actually acting like it's Andy. No. Okay. So, as I was mentioning with the trigger, what are some skills you guys want to specifically see that
Oh my goodness.
one skill be used? It's a bit of a fork from that arsenal I was mentioning. Like, yeah, what you want to see as an arsenal, but what do you want to see specifically? Like that one fucking skill you want to just see someone playing.
Thor's
There's nothing?
hammer. That's all I can say is Thor's hammer.
Why?
Honestly, I want to see somebody make a good Gungnir deck. Like a really effective Gungnir deck.
Wow.
I
Good luck
mean,
with that
really
one.
effective is tough, but you can definitely like buff up with stimulates and tiger strengths. But really effective,
I don't know. I think it's possible.
Does anyone have anything else? Because then I'll move on to a more spicy one.
Yes, I want people to make a celestial ship deck.
That actually does sound interesting. Yeah.
Murder's done that with Paralyzed Barrier Celestial Ship before. It's pretty funny.
That sounds annoying.
Really only works on maps like City, though, without a ceiling.
Yeah.
So City. Just City.
I think you can do it on... You can kind of do it on Lane. Highway isn't too bad. Sign is okay.
Yeah.
Sign has like... Oh, wait. Sign has a
It has some
open.
ceilings, but not a ton.
I would say it's only in middle that you really have a ceiling.
Refinery doesn't have a ceiling.
Refinery
big
does
map,
have a
though.
pretty large area with a lot of cover.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is.
Yeah,
a
but like,
decent
let's say
amount
someone has
one
a
of
bridge
them.
spawn, and then you fucking celestial ship them. What are they gonna do?
They cry.
Roll off?
Yeah,
Yes.
try.
Jump off?
I would
Roll
just
off
say they.
still 6 damage saved.
I'd rather just take the 3 damage. Yeah, I'd just be like, let me get the 3 damage iframes.
This is specifically for Bregan.
See,
What is like things you want more newbies to do? Like overriding stuff when they need to. Jumping off, like resetting
Are
themselves.
you asking, like, what do I
when
want to
they're
see
in a
them
tight
do,
spot?
or what do I
Yeah.
think they need to do to improve?
No. What you want people to like start doing more? Like what are some things that you don't see many new people doing? Sorry, I stuttered a little.
Okay, well, for one, just starting to dabble in some of the naughtier builds. Like, I mean, everybody knows Vicious Balance and stuff like that, but, that's baby's first erase skills. I want to see people start getting into making some of the nasty combos and trying to pull off, crippling enviros or different erase. Just digging into the nuts and bolts of the control side of the game. But then also, like, improvement-wise, things that I think a lot of people could do to improve, like, arsenals are getting better, but I feel like a lot of times people just need to, like, grab their mid-range attack and just stand there and shoot it more often. Like, I see a lot of people just waffling around and not attacking, or they're wandering around in random areas that they don't need to be in when they could just get to a better vantage point and just grab a blaster and fire over and over and over.
So you want to see the newbies mauled? That's just what I'm gathering.
I want to mention.
I would say that is just a big improvement point for just about anybody. Put more blasters in your arsenals, stand at a good vantage point, and shoot it.
The moment I let fucking only Bregan talk, we jumped to 15 viewers. I just want to mention that. Fucking the moment I specifically say only Bregan, it jumps to 15 viewers.
Because y'all Mike's quality is fucking ass, dude.
Hey man, I live in a toilet, okay?
Damn, a toilet? High quality. What's another thing? Right. So, what are some like matchups you guys want to happen for the next tourney?
Matchups?
I'm kind of chaotic.
I don't
with
know
the
who's
questions.
playing. That's the hardest part. I can't predict who the fuck's gonna
Yeah,
play.
it's not a prediction. What are matchups you want to see happen?
I don't know.
Honestly,
how I even
Toaf,
want to see.
Would it be easier to say, like, what would be, like, your dream partnerships? Or,
Yes,
like,
that.
I just
I'll
want
copy from your paragraph.
yeah,
I
like,
just want to see Nuion and Mastodon just smash whoever Toaf is with.
What the fuck?
Dude, I just want to see a lot of losers on some specific people.
Like who? Yeah.
Vindictiveness, dude.
Out there.
Vindictive,
I
man.
love it. I will not name. I will just. It's very satisfying.
are we all,
Honestly,
are we
I
all
would
cheering for more chicken salt?
No!
I think that's what Nui's hoping on. Not gonna lie.
Oh, if we're talking about chicken losing, yeah.
Out of all the spices that the UK invaded various countries for, I think the greatest of them all is chicken salt. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Fucking amazing.
I love chikram, but I also love chicken salt.
I also fucking hate chicken.
Damn. Alright.
It does not even like any love for him. He just says I fucking hate him.
Come on, not a hit piece.
Look, I
Very
don't hate
aggressive,
the
not a hit
people, I
piece.
just feel bad for them is all.
Disclaimer.
I feel really bad for Chickum in the round 2. Like everyone was hyping his ass up, and then round 1 he gets destroyed.
Wasn't everyone also hyping up like Mega IDK, and then didn't they also just get knocked out?
Yeah, that was
first
me.
year?
I was pulling like the Simpsons into the
There was
bush
definitely
there.
some players that were also just getting hyped up for like no reasons. Like, are you guys sure?
Okay, well, Mega IDK. All right, fine. I'll defend myself here briefly.
You're the fanboy.
Mega
You're the fanboy.
IDK came in and scored like something like ridiculous, like 16, 17 points, and was just dunking people and getting like triple kills in the tournament. I only caught a couple of it, or like partial games, and then I actually got to play with them before the tournament. And it was also the first time they'd played Phantom Dust since round 1, and it was like the day before the tournament, and it was their first time playing tag team. So, I don't know. I guess they just got kind of lucky in round 1 and ran Tiger Strength Vibration Blaster and just managed to get a crap ton of kills, And then when it actually came to playing tag and not being able to rely on the chaos of Battle Royale, they hadn't played very much Phantom Dust, and so yeah, they got overhyped, and that was on me. But if they were playing more, I think they had the potential to do quite well, but they did not play a whole lot.
I was actually petition to rename the tournament to Scuff Tournament, please.
Scuff Tourney.
Just like Battle Royale, making and deciding on who can actually play.
I mean,
fun
listen,
part.
if Toaf wins a tourney, it has to be fucking
There was
Scuff.
almost no way to pull off a round 1
Okay.
of tag team with all the new people we had and trying to expect people to
Yes.
actually make teams and stick with teams. We had last minute dropouts taking us all the way to like 5th alternate on the day of for round 2 with 16.
There was a simple fix. It's so simple. Like, it's the most simple thing. It's just make 2 separate tournaments: the Battle Royale tournament and the 2v2 tournament with signups. It's not a big deal.
Well, that's something that we maybe could have done, but it would have been too.
I recommended it. L said I will forward it to 3 other mods. Guess it never happened.
Why is that the voice you choose for L? That seems...
Yeah, I know. People.
I'm still a little salty about the tourney, alright? If I'm just gonna do the voice of somebody that's like organizing this, I'm gonna
I mean, I'm still salty about the tourney too. Like, I still hate the fact it was single limb. I think single limb is the lamest thing you can do for a
It
tournament.
is.
It's
He loves-
low-key
I hate
lame as
that
fuck.
I was not even allowed to play.
I can understand why you're frustrated, but still, like, we're proving. the
Alright,
things.
let's turn to a more positive topic, though. We're gonna start dropping viewers.
We already have-
Yeah, like anytime Bregan isn't talking, we do by the second.
We're at 0 viewers at the moment. Bregan hasn't said a word. Bregan, get to it.
Bregan, carry the podcast!
What do you want me to say? I don't know.
Something.
Read some poetry.
I don't
Read
think I've
some,
ever
like,
really
I don't
written
know,
poetry.
Frost. Just some poetry.
No.
Oh.
Fair enough.
So just
Fair
keep on
enough.
reading off the list of questions that Bregan had to write for you.
What? He didn't write shit for me. What do you mean?
You're lying, yeah.
Thank you, Game God. This may be the only time I ever thank you, but thank you.
What'd he say?
Gaming time.
You need a starting point to gauge the new people by before a really serious tournament. Game God is called Brandon. 1985.
Yeah,
that's
that's
Game God.
like his name and initials.
I was gonna say,
Alright,
you
no.
played,
I mean,
you
but
played
if you
with
are-
Game God. It's Game God 1985, and he also has 1985.
Yeah, that would probably be the year he's born in, I'm assuming.
I mean, but if you need a starting point to judge the new people off, you could have done a round robin instead.
I just want to say I never
But
got
the thing
my
is,
hands.
but I can understand why though, because like,
Well, there's time limits to
people are gonna
consider. There's commitment from different players to consider. There's a lot of things that go into that, trying to get people
Yeah.
to show up and things like that.
yeah, there's way too much variables.
It was also
I
we did
think-
it like
I
within
think it was
2
just an
weeks of
underestimation how many
the
people
video,
showed up.
like so it was all put together really quickly, and we were always at risk of like these are 64 people that hit the sign up button, and who knows who or what shows up on that day, and
Or what?
To be honest,
and how long
To
can we
be
keep them
honest-
there? Because we've got different time zones, right? So we've got European folks that we're starting at close to midnight their time
We
already.
have someone from Africa.
What? You're lying.
okay. I kind of don't want to shit on the whole thing, but it's not that difficult and has been figured out forever. It's just called double elimination. You do challenge link. You let people find their own people, play, loser submit score, and then you just have the tournament, and that's it. It's
Yeah,
not
we've
a
done
deal. Everybody
double
does it in
elimination
every
in
game
Swiss
ever.
tournaments and things like that in the past. We have a lot of them. We just didn't think it would work with all the new people right off the bat.
Yeah, whatever.
Alright, let's find a more fun topic, huh?
Can we go back to the dream partnerships? Because the only answer I got was fucking Nuion Mastodon destroying everyone. That's it.
I just want to see it. I just want to see it, man.
That would be funny, but
I don't know, because I don't know who the vets want to even play with like the new players. Like I don't know
Yeah.
who's gonna actually like mix.
Yeah, but you're just saying.
But I don't know what matchup though. That's like the hardest part. I don't know if they mix well. I could just say Snowrise and you. Be like, I would love to see that shit. That would be
Actually,
funny.
yes, Snorlash and Toaf. I would love to watch that.
Snowrise and Chick.
I want to go up against Toaf. I don't care what his team is.
I'm sorry. I fucking went to go DM Snowrise. Hey, bro, want to team up? And then the first thing I see is Raiden
Yeah.
from fucking Metal Gear. It's just him punching Armstrong and me saying, "This is what I want to do to murder if I meet him IRL."
You're not gonna be
That's
able to
all.
do that IRL.
That's it. You know me and Murder live close, right? I
Yeah,
could
we know.
a 10-hour drive to him. I'm
It's a
scared
pretty
for my
far
life.
drive, actually. What do you mean?
One day you guys are gonna need to send us a video of Murder just like throwing you. Like a football. Like you can be in protective gear, but I just want to see him chuck you across a football field. That's gonna be hilarious.
What the?
Yeah, we've had a couple of
Do you think
different
he's that
members meet up before in
small?
the past. I remember there was one. We did a thing where this guy, he lost a bunch of his stuff or something. It was I think he'd gotten into a divorce or something, and he had no money, and so we got him an Xbox so he could continue to play. And one of the people brought it to him. It was Evolution brought it to this guy. It was Esper51, and Evolution is 6'3", 6'4", this big, fairly large guy. And Esper has this really high voice, and nobody ever really knew what he looked like or anything like that. But he had some kind of disease or whatever. I guess it was a developmental issue that made him shorter and just didn't develop his vocal cords quite right. But they took a picture together whenever Evolution got there, and it just looks like this giant man and a small child. And it's just one of my favorite pictures. Because normally Evolution, he's a big guy, but he wouldn't look that big in a picture. But next to Esper, it was just hilarious. Fantastic.
Brad, in chat, it's not Murder, it's Buff Tay Zonde, which I wholeheartedly agree with.
I do.
So, Bregan, I love that story you just said, but the entire time I was thinking, they fucking delivered him an Xbox because the grind don't stop, bro. The Phantom Dust grind don't stop.
Yeah, it's one of the necessities, an Xbox.
fucking has no
You lost
house.
everything, but
He
it
lost
was
everything but the Xbox, though.
It was
That is
a
very
small
touching to do
community,
that.
and it was his only real hobby was playing Phantom Dust. He didn't really play other games, and so it was something that he would be able to do and stay connected with people. Was kind of more the point of it, less Phantom Dust and more being able to continue his only hobby he really had and stay connected
Less
with the
Phantom Dust, more Friendom
community.
Dust.
Anyways, I was gonna mention that was a fucking sad topic until you ended with that shit.
Alright, this is really dead. You guys want to go play Phantom Dust?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Yo.
wanna follow Phantom Dust?
Yo, what's Phantom Dust? I never heard of that before.
Did we talk about the guilds yet?
We talked it. We
Yeah.
only talked about.
I keep
we only
saying
talked about
Argo
Argo. That
Devil
was
is
it.
stupid.
That's all we
Overdose
said.
is a dumb team name.
That's all we said.
And leave the fucking team! Holy crap! Stop
we mentioned-
complaining and go. I don't care. Holy shit.
We had Crittr leading OG,
I have to annoy
and
you
that's
for-
it. That's all we talked about guilds is literally that.
He won't let me change the,
And should we
the
fucking
group
talk about
chat picture.
When you actually left it, oh, thank God. Now I can change it.
Guilds, TLDR.
Oh, you kept it as the same thing I had it as.
Some users in the Discord have started making little clubs, and they want to have like inter-club matches, and that sounds like it could be fun, and we want to try and help integrate that inside the Discord. So,
battle.
if you're looking to join a club, try and join one of the existing ones, or maybe you could look into creating one and recruiting some members. Just coordinate it with, I think L was the one who was going to spearhead that.
Hey, give us a week, 2v2, we will shit on Stardust. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be just a Crittr carry.
Homie, we're not.
Oh wait, I forgot Critter's not on the team. Y'all
No,
just lose.
Critter's
Actually.
not in.
Never mind. You guys
Critter's
actually
yellow.
just fucking lose. Never
Guys, we
mind.
couldn't even do a 2v2 in the fucking
Damn.
zone.
Yo, actually, honestly,
Yeah.
Critter, I don't want to put OD in my name either. You wanna make our own?
Sure, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
definitely.
OG
It's actually good
Gamble.
team name.
I will invite Mastodon, Xanxus, and Esper. Don't worry about it. We'll be fine.
They have to be your mentors. They're not gonna be actually able to play the tourneys. Have fun.
No, we're gonna steal Xanx's.
All right. Well,
We're
I
gonna
think
pay him an hourly wage.
I think we've come to not a stopping point, but a resting place, a final resting place for this podcast. As we,
Yeah, this podcast was dead from the start.
as
so
we
yeah.
lower it into the ground, Toaf, you can lower us down into the ground and let us down one last time.
What do you mean by that?
Close the podcast.
Closing remarks.
Alright. So, thank you, Sin, for SinDarkFatez, fucking cringe name. Thank you,
Thank you.
Shadowson, for coming. Shadowson, thank you. Thank you for coming. Crittr, not so thank you, but thank you still. Nui, thank you. Dude, just thank you. Toffee, thank you. Alright, that's it. We're done. Alright.
Alright,
Close it
Hey, finally, jeez. Woo.